and test them. And perhaps one way they can do that is with a little bit of height they've got. Probably one of the taller lineups we've seen in the TSL in recent
Yeah,
times.
that's something they haven't really been blessed with in the last 2 or 3 years. But you've got guys that have come in like Jack Tompkinson, played well last week, kicked 3 in the first round. Connor Solder's come across from Brighton, former Glenorchy DALY captain, and Jordan Lane's come across from Signet. So they're blessed with tools in season 2022. So as you said, Andrew, that might be where they can get Lonnie when they go forward.
Launceston, nonetheless, will enter this one as red-hot favourites. The team to beat this year, and a couple of handy ins as they prepare to take on the challengers in the Tigers. Really looking forward to this one. Can the likes of Big Tompkinson make an impact and perhaps cause a little upset? Or are Launceston simply the class of the TSL once more? We're about to find out. We're going to get underway here with the opening bounce. Here at the Twin Ovals, neither ruckman able to get a touch on it, so it falls to Seymour. It'll send Launceston inside 50. This could be a lightning fast start. The mark taken there by Thurlow, who started forward and has a chance to make an immediate impact.
That is what you call a perfect start, Andrew. That is straight out of the middle. Obviously, the Tigers player slipped over, which wasn't helpful for those guys. But, yeah, definitely perfect start. And Jackson Thurlow is going to hopefully kick the first goal of the day if you're a Blue supporter watching from up the highway at Windsor Park.
So Thurlow, noted perhaps for his work in defence, but he can hit the scoreboard from 50. Let's fly. Is it going to have the carry? It does. It's a beautiful kick from Jackson Thurlow. A dream start here for Launceston. Kingborough haven't touched the ball yet, and they're down 1-0.
Yeah, it's a perfect start for Lonnie. Would have been exactly what Coach Mitch thought would have wanted. So travel up the highway, get on the bus. The boys are set for a big game, and that's a perfect start for the Launceston Blues out today. Perfect centre clearance from Seymour. Missed round 1, but came in last week and played a pretty good role. Had 22 possessions in the big win against Glenorchy. So we know he's an important player, and it shows you the amount of riches you've got in the midfield when you can start a guy like Jackson Thurlow forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So can Kingborough respond here? They want to get a feel for the ball. Not an ideal start. They haven't touched it. Absolute perfection out of the middle. Ruckman McCormack didn't get a palm on it last time. This time it's again one down to Seymour. Looks for his second clearance in a row. Clifford was there. He was away, but just caught stone cold holding the ball there. Just dropped it. And it'll be a free kick going the way of Launceston.
So Lonnie now with the footy. Casey Brown's the man with it. He's got runners on, but he's going to elect to go forward. High kick in. It's going to go deep. Stello there again. Good spoil there from the Tigers' defence. Harper's there. Gets a handball up. Kick around the body. Think that's going to go through. It is. Terrific kick there from Jake Smith. One of the ins today. And that's 2 in a row for Launceston. This is a dream start for the Blues.
This is an early statement. 2 clearances, 2 inside 50s, 2 goals. They are keen to swat this challenger down very early, and Kingborough are going to need a response here very, very quickly, because this is a horror show start for them. They've barely had a possession, and they're already staring down a 12-point deficit. Launceston just doing it with ease at the moment. And again, just winning it out of the middle, getting it forwards. They are just such a strong side, so many weapons that can hurt you. Tough sledding early on for the Tigers.
It is a tough start. They're going to have to respond here, and that's not the greatest bounce we've ever seen in the TSL. We'll get a recall on that one, but yeah, not the perfect start for the Tigers. They really had to start well to give themselves confidence, but as we said, it's only 3 minutes gone and they're only 12 points down, so we know they're a good outfit. They're going to have to respond here though. Tompkinson wins that one down, goes to Cole. He gets tackled by Seymour immediately. We get a ball up. Really excited to see the midfield battle between these two sides. You've got guys like Lovell and Cole, Tompkinson, the captain Clifford for the Tigers against a pretty electric Launceston midfield. One of them's there, Joby Harper, the big bull, the skipper. Thurlow will run through there at stages. Seymour, Powerfreeman. A lot of talent throughout that midfield for both sides. That's where the game's going to be won. Footy goes up now. Tompkinson wins it down, gets his own ball. Play on, says the umpire. Good pressure by the Blues. Gets a handball out to Cole. He gets the first kick away for the Tigers. Goes forward. It's in the hands of Salter now. Gets around one. He kicks forward. First inside 50 for the day for the Tigers. Tyler Carter's there. Good pressure apply. Can Gardner put the first one through for the Tigers? He can. The Tigers get one in response. Marcus Gardner. Good response there from the Tigers.
Yeah, pretty regulation one as they look to just spark off a little bit here, maybe try and draw a retaliation free kick and get themselves back on terms, but it's the response they needed, the Tigers, after conceding 2 goals so quickly to get one on the board early on, and Let's hope that this scoring rate keeps up. We could be breaking records for high scores. It
could be in for a big day on the scoreboard, which is what we like to see. High scores is a good game of footy. So obviously the coaches would want to see that, Andrew. But
yeah, they always try and ruin everything, the coaches.
They do. So us in the commentary box, and sure everyone watching along on the Daily Batatico live stream and down at the Twin Ovals will love that. So footy goes back up now. Tompkinson wins it down, goes to Harper, who gives to Seymour. Will Campbell there, the in for today. Luke Graham laid out for the Tigers. His whistle's been blown. It'll be a free kick to the Tigers. Handball given. So they're going to look to repel to the commentary side of Twin Ovals. We've got a foot race here between Salter and Woolley. Woolley wins this one. Gives off to Smith. Kicked a goal earlier in the game. It's a high ball. Jake Hines is there. Vanderline's going to beat all comers. So ticked into the 5-minute mark now. As we said, Lonnie with a hot start. 2 goals in the space of 2.5 minutes. And the Tigers, good to see them respond early because they're going to have to stay within, you think, that 3 to 4 goal mark for the entire game, Andrew, if they're going to be a chance late in this game.
Yeah, they certainly don't want Launceston to get on a roll in this one. So much firepower there, more than capable of doing so as the ball's back into play and punched forward there by McCormick away from Tompkinson, and they'll go once more at half forward. Bit of a size disparity between the two rucks there. But, McCormick holding his own at the moment, probably won't be wanting to grapple with the big fella too much, will more want to be kind of running and jumping where possible. And he'll try that approach once more, but Tompkinson wins it down. Elijah Reardon will look to bounce off half back with the handball away, but just running out of real estate there, and McCulloch's taken over in a tackle, and another throw in as the ball just bogged down at half forward for the time being after this free-flowing opening 5 minutes to the game. So the 3 goals. The rucks at it once more. Tompkinson winning that one down. It's tight in there. Kicks half smothered. Brown dished it out. Just dropping it was Gillow and allowed the Tigers a chance back in at it. They scrap in at ground level. Trying to get it away there was Ashland. Reardon now and try and skip through traffic. Left it behind though. The Blues will take over. Worked forward by Brown, but his kick also smothered. Eventually falls to Hines, who swings them inside 50. Great Smoyle coming just into the last second. Kick forward from Blackberry into a dangerous area. They've got some numbers here. The Blues, but the handball was a poor one for Paul Freeman. He picks it up anyway. Paul Freeman steadies and shoots for goal, and he's just offline. A minor score, 2-1-13. The Blues leading by 7.
Looked really dangerous when they got inside 50. That was terrific from Brodie Powerfreeman. Probably one of the most underrated midfielders in the comp. Not underrated inside the 4 walls of Launceston though. Showed his skills there. He didn't get a great handball, as you said, Andrew, but he was able to mop up pretty well and have his first shot on goal for the day. As Reardon brings this one out. Good mark taken there by Jordan Lane. He gives a handball away to Lovell. Gets around one, brings it back inside to Tyler Carter. Kicked 5 last week, gave off 3-2. He was BOG by a streak. Got 3 votes in the Player of the Year, so well rewarded for his performance last week as Campbell. Back in at 8. He's applied solid pressure there though by Josh Woolley. And we'll get another ball up just in front of the benches for both sides. So Lonnie, fair few wins today. Looks pretty ominous on the team sheet when you bring guys like Joby Harper, Joe Groenewegen, Jackson Thurlow, Jacob Boyd and Michael Musica also outs today. So if you bring talent in, you've got to take talent out of the side. That's how good they are, Launceston. Back-to-back premiers going for a 3-peat this year. So bring it forward now to the Tigers. Good mark taken there by Marcus Gardner. Being paid. Looks like Alec Ryan will be the man with the job on the Gardner when he goes forward today. So that'll be a very tantalising matchup. Looks for Carter. He's going to make his lead now. He slips over the last minute. That's gone wide straight down the throat of Fletcher Seymour. So Launceston now look to bring this one out of the back 50.
Seymour assessing his options. Don't think it would have mattered if Carter had kept his feet anyway. The service not exactly silver there as the Blues will look to play it to the right off the defensive half. Chips into some space and finds Zach Morris, who again happy just to go with the short little chip options, just controlling the ball here for the time being, the Blues. Now they go into the corridor. That's a good kick. Might open things up a little. Right, swings it and the switch is on. That's a beautiful ball use to Joby Harper. Harper, it's not quite going to bend back. Just offline, but it was patient from the back. They chipped it round, then they pulled the trigger and found the opening. Suddenly, 3 men on the other side of the ground. Just great ball use from the Blues. Very hard to defend. Moving this Kingborough zone from side to side and then piercing the gaps. Great control as they'll go down the opposite wing on this occasion. Flying from behind was Zach Adams, but he's fisted it inside 50 for the Blues, and the shot from Gillow is almost marked by Hines. Couldn't quite complete it. clearing kick. He's not going to go too far away because Woolley was parked there. And he might fancy the shot here, Josh Woolley. Just a rather panicked clearing kick, that one.
Yeah, they look pretty, as you said, Andrew, panicked in the back 50 there, and that's the pressure that Launceston apply. They've got so much talent across the forward line, across the ground, really. So when the Tigers defenders get it, they're going to be panicked all day.
And Joshua Woolley, not the easiest of kicks, but the opportunity for the Blues, third of the day. Should favour the left footer. He wheels around. It's looking pretty good. Straight through the middle from Joshua Woolley. And the Blues get their third. They're off to a hot start here. 3-2-20. Kingborough, a 1-goal straight 6. And certainly the defending premiers are looking pretty sharp out of the blocks here. We mentioned it was a step up in opposition for them today. And at the moment, they're certainly looking a cut above Kingborough, who are going to need to find a way to respond and just find a way to get their hands on the ball a little more.
Yeah, they haven't had a lot of the footy early, and I think they're ranked, these sides pretty tight in the comp, ranked 2 and 3 for disposals. So Launceston averaging 320 a game, and Kingston not far behind on 300 a game. So they haven't had a lot of the footy early, so that's their main focus now, to get their hands on the footy and drive it forward to get it down to those tall targets. So that's not 2 great bounces in a row. We'll go for a hopefully get it right this time. We might get a throw up. Usually the MO from an umpire, yep, when they don't get one quite right. So it's thrown up there. Tomkinson wins it down. Good spin out of trouble there by Bailey Gillow. Woody goes forward now. Mark's been taken. No, not paid. Yes, it is, says the umpire. So good mark taken there by Blake McCulloch. But it's smothered off the boot. And Jay Blackberry, I should say, is going to put one through. And that's the 4th for the Blues. And that's just the pressure that they apply when it's forward. And Coach Mitch Stewart will be incredibly pleased with the forward line pressure early in this game.
Yeah, all too easy there. And following up his work, he's Blackberry. He was the one who blocked the kick, and just a little sloppy from Kingborough. That's that perceived pressure. They wanted to get the ball moving quickly before Launceston could set up the zone. Moved a little too quickly and was just too close to the man on the mark. Yeah, just fundamental skill errors are really costing the Tigers at the minute. So if they can tidy those up, you know that they're a quality outfit. They're on their home deck, so definitely not out of this game by a long way. Tomkinson wins that down. Might have been a push in the back. Umpire says yes. So free kick now to George O'Neill. Sorry, Riley Ashland's the man with the footy. So Ashland's going to drive this one inside 50. Who's he got there? Lane comes from over the back. Whistle's been blown. I think it's going to be a free kick to Jordan Lane. It is. So Lane will get their first set shot on goal for the day. It's fair to say the big man's got the distance from here. Yeah, they need to take their chances. If they are going to get close to Launceston here today, they need to take their opportunities and convert everything that they get. As you mentioned, the distance shouldn't be a problem, not a huge angle, so given the state of the game, an important kick this one. So Jordan Lane come into the lineup this year, played in the premiership last year at SFL level with Signet. Come up to test himself, and he's made a pretty good start to his career at the Tigers in the TSL. So Lane on the paint of 50, that looks pretty good off the boot. It's gone straight through the middle. So Jordan Lane with a perfect response for the Tigers. They sit now 2-0-12, and they're pushing back ever so slightly, Andrew. Yeah, well, I think they've been inside 50 twice for 2 goals. So that's pretty good return. Good efficiency. I'm not sure it's sustainable, but they're certainly going to need to be making the most of them. That was a lovely kick. Just bent it back on the breeze perfectly. Always looked good off the boot. And they cut the margin back to 14 points. A badly needed goal. So they probably need to start winning the ball a little more out of the middle, but encouraging signs there. And lovely kick from Jordan Lane. But important they start winning a few more out of the middle here, trying to convert the advantage they might have in the ruck. As this one's going to go the Blues' way though. Although one back quickly and an opportunity for Eddie Cole to send them forward. Can he find a marking target? No, playing in front was Alex Wright. Read that really nicely and takes the intercept mark. Just took front position and read Eddie Cole's kick. So Wright doesn't have an immediate option to go to. Eventually he'll head towards the wing. Marking contest and some strong hands shown there. Well brought down by Morris, who chips it inside. There he finds Paul Freeman, gets them moving quickly, switches it up. Their ball use has been exceptional early on here, the Blues, and a little handball over the top to Riders, continue to charge forward. Sets it up inside 50, had a man completely unopposed. And an opportunity here for Gillow to go back and restore their 20-point advantage. That is textbook play from defence to attack there. That is terrific work from Launceston midfield, and it's all thanks to Alec Wright. He's a man that started with a footy,
And he's the man that finished with the footy before the entry inside 50. So terrific rebound play there from Alec Wright. He's a pretty underrated player, but as I said, he's one of those ones that it's not underrated within the walls at Launceston.
Daly Gillow will kick around about 35 out, directly in front. He's just hooked it a little low and off target for a minor score, but the transition play from the Blues from defence to attack has been superb. That's twice they've created chances, just purely kicking, finding marking targets.
Spot on. So Launceston now 4-3, 27 to Kingston 2-0-12 as we tick into the 4.5-minute mark here in the first quarter. So mark taken there off the kick out. Jack Tuthill with the footy. So again, another kick out that's going to go straight down the throat of a Launceston player, and it's going to come straight back inside 50 as the short one goes inside, but it's cut off there at well by Eddie Cole. He's going to give a handball off to Will Campbell. Come back in the lineup today. He missed last week. Kicks forward now to Dygan. He gives a handball off. He's going to drive this inside 50 the Tigers. Tyler Carter's the man that's got the footy in front of him. Good pick up by the big man, but a terrific tackle there by Alec Wright. He has started this game in superb form. What can the Blues do here? Can they repel this out of the back 50? It's going to come back in through Jordan Lane. He takes the mark. They've got tall options. Tompkinson's there. He looks for Tompkinson now. He's got over the top. Come the Tigers. Dygan's going to be the man with the footy on the deck. Ball up. So the tall timber getting their hands on the footy early. Gardner and Lane with the goals to the Tigers. And Jordan Lane, 3 or 4 marks up the ground now. So he started well. Tyler Carter with a ruck tap here. We know he's pretty good on these occasions. Footy comes out now. Tackle applied there well on George O'Neill. So we'll get another ball up deep. Tigers really need a goal here. Tyler Carter wins that one down. Looks for Lovell. Lovell off the deck. I think he's put it through. He has. So terrific play there from the Tigers. Kieran Lovell gets his first of the day. So whistle's being blown. I think it's a blood rule for Tyler Carter. It is. So Kieran Lovell kicks his first of the day.
Yeah, clever just off the deck there. And once again, taking their chances here are the Tigers. They are scoring when they go inside 50, 3 straight goals. And they close the gap to 9 points. So Launceston definitely had the better of the opening 16 minutes, but Kingborough doing well to hang in there with them on the scoreboard. It's going to be the recipe here. The Kingston Tigers need to just hang with them, take their opportunities. Thus far, they're doing all right. They just need to tighten up a little at the other end of the park, but well done by Lovell. He's going to be very important for them once again today. Is moving to the ruck now is Gardner, won that one down. Cole gets to it, but he's shuffled it straight to the opposition, and now a chance for Paul Freeman, who'll swing it wide, a little untidy as Blackberry can't track that down. Reed in close proximity to him sees it out. A throw in half forwards. So McCormick and Gardner will nominate. Gardner and Tompkinson will just rotate through the ruck and full forward throughout the afternoon. Pretty handy duo. Tough ask for McCormick here. It comes from behind, won it down pretty nicely. The kick inside 50. Can it find a marking target? Good use of the body there. That was clever. How will it fall? It fell perfectly for Seymour. He's hit the post. Oh, a real let off there. Seymour from 15 out just snaps into the post. And a big missed opportunity there, Ryan.
He would not be happy with that, and it was a terrific shepherd there from Joe Gronewegan at full forward. So that was a perfect opportunity for Seymour to put that one through and extend the lead. He's going to come back in through Thurlow. He just chips it over the top to Ryan Tyrrell. Looks like he's going to have a shot on goal on a pretty tight angle, but he's going to fancy himself here. So other games around the state today, we've got Clarence and North Launceston up at UTAS Stadium. Catch that one on the Daily Potato Co live stream also. So you know about the other game after this one. So that is not what he wanted to do there, did Jack Tuthill. Sorry, Ryan Tyrrell. That one comes out now. Jordan Lane's the man with a footy. Lovell's there. He's in front. Well played. Thurlow's got him for company. He's going to slip over, but he does want to get back on his feet. Lane with the footy now. Brings forward to Campbell. He's ahead of the footy, and Will Campbell's going to burst away here. Kick inside 50. No one's there. Where's this going to go? It's going to bounce through. I think it is Will Campbell. He's put that one through. The man they call Soup. The Tigers get another one. Margin back to 4 points.
Yeah, they're doing well here at Kingborough, and Campbell just noticing the vacant goal square, just rolled it on through. And it was a late in here today to the team. William Campbell, not initially named, and he leaves his mark with a goal. 28 plays 24. And Kingborough closing the margin to 4 points. They're doing pretty well. They're looking fairly threatening at the moment. whenever they go forwards with the ball. Launceston just a little sloppy there at the other end. Had a potential shot on goal and make the most of it.
So that other game on the Daily Tadico live stream is North Hobart and Glenorchy at North Hobart Oval. So wherever you're watching, 3 terrific games of TSL footy coming your way. Thurlow now tries to get that out. Gardner gives to Lovell for the Tigers. They're going to drive back inside their 50. Salters there. Campbell over the top though. He takes the mark in front. Late call there by the umpire. He's going to pay the mark. So Will Campbell could have 2 in the space of a minute.
Yeah, they're really dominating whenever they go inside 50.
They look good, don't they?
The Launceston defence not winning too many contests at the moment.
They've taken, off the top of my head, probably 4 or 5 marks inside 50. So they haven't dropped many too. So they look pretty damaging when they can actually get the ball inside 50. But that's been their area of concern so far because Lonnie have been so dominant ahead of the ball. So Will Campbell now, as we said, delayed in today for Luke Graham. Can he kick 2 in the space of a minute and give the Tigers, surprisingly, the lead after it's been such a dominant quarter early from Launceston. So Will Campbell, about 45 out, looks pretty good off the boot. Is it going to travel? I think it's just going to be touch on the line. It is. So didn't have the distance on that occasion, Will Campbell. They'll take the Tigers now to 4-1-25. Plays Launceston at 4-4-28. Andrew Cooling.
Yes, blemish on the scoreboard, opting for distance is Josh Woolley, and boy does he get some all the way to the middle of the ground, but parked there was Elijah Reardon, the great aerialist, and he took that mark and can quickly get the Tigers moving forwards. Opts to just chip sideways instead. Launceston pretty well set up behind the ball, so they'll take their time and just send it wide instead and let the big men fly. Coming in from the side there was O'Neill, couldn't quite bring it down, and that'll be wrapped up for a ball up inside 50. Just starting to win the ball out of the middle a bit more in recent moments, Kingborough.
Yep.
After it was all kind of one-way traffic in that regard early on, as the big fella there, Tompkinson, won it down. He can win it at ground level. A scrap away, picking it up and dropping it was McCormick. Eventually thumped on out of there towards the middle of the ground. Tigers with the numbers, but it spills out the back. An opportunity here for Burling, just socket forward there by Blackberry, just keeps the ball in motion, makes it a foot race out back. It wouldn't sit initially, so they've done pretty well to navigate. It wasn't the best handball, but eventually the Tigers will clear up towards the wing, and they've suddenly got a little bit of space here. McCulloch charging up the wing, sends them towards half forward, decisively away by Woolley, the double fister. But doing pretty well here at the moment, the Tigers. They've settled after they were jumped by the Blues and hanging in there at the moment and having the better of play at the moment, Ryan.
Yeah, perfect response here from the Tigers. They can settle now for the 4 minutes away now from time on. If they can settle for the next 5 or 6 minutes, going to quarter time either ahead or a few points down on the VAR. Perfect response from the Tigers as Lovell bursts away. Gives that one to a teammate who's going to drive inside 50 now. Salters there, doesn't take the mark. He was called out by a teammate as the whistle's been blown. Advantage being paid by the umpire. Stolder puts it through. So the Tigers, surprisingly, are in front.
Well, they certainly are making the most of the opportunities. Launceston looking a little bit like a leaky boat at the back right now. Holes everywhere. And taking full advantage of the Tigers. They lead this one by 3 points. And after throwing down the gauntlet in the early going, this has been a mighty impressive response from the Tigers. 5-1-31 to 4-4-28. And every time they go inside 50, they're looking like scoring right now. They are a pretty potent combination in the forward half. They're winning the one-on-one battles and hitting the scoreboard. So Kingston by 3 points here and starting to get on top. It's now over to the Blues to respond. One down by Gardner. It'll be taken by Seymour. Snapping that one into space. Took an awkward bounce. Fortuitous one for the Tigers, and they're a chance to go forwards now for Eddie Cole. Just slammed it on the boot and found a target in Riley Ashland. Ashland looks up. Didn't like what he initially saw, so instead just forced to hesitate and then kicks it towards the big fella there, and Tompkinson couldn't quite bring it down. Clearing kick's going to come right back at them as the mark is taken on the wing. Just doing well in the intercept side of the game. There's surely a free kick going the way of Tyler Carter. Advantage paid, and Lovell swings them inside 50 once more, just over the head of Tompkinson, and off the boot there of Woolley and out of play.
Terrific play no advantage there from Lovell. We know what a smart footballer he is. She spent time in the AFL system with Hawthorn. Back to play at Sanford level last year, and he's come back into the TSL. He's a terrific addition to this Tigers outfit in what's meant to be a pretty big year if you talk to the punters around town. tipped to really give the competition a shake in 2022 as Carter tries to take the way out of the ruck. He doesn't quite get it though. Eddie Cull's there, but it's Blues everywhere around that footy on the deck. Terrific tackle though applied there by George O'Neill, who was pretty good last week. Named in the 3 best players on the ground alongside Tyler Carter and Eddie Cull. So good game there from the young man. Early in his days in TSL footy. This comes out to Woolley. He kicks out of the back 50 now into the centre of the ground. Good mark taken there by Thurlow. Big job today there for Lockie Godomski. 50's being paid now.
Can't do that anymore.
No, you can't. No, got to get your play, get it right up, and as we said, they're pretty tight on it now, Andrew. So it's got to be disciplined instead of undisciplined these days. So it's really a coach killer there, especially as we hit time on. Jackson Thurlow going to look for his second goal of the day. Kicked the first one in the space of about 30 seconds. So the former Geelong Cat and Sydney Swan back in Blues colours this year. He's made, I want to say no mistake, but he made the goal umpire work for it, did Jackson Thurlow. But he's got his second of the day, and he's got the Blues 5th.
Yeah, coach will be furious with that one. Just giving away a 50-metre penalty instead of having the ball 75 out, 25 out directly in front. It is a hefty price to pay, but as we said, the umpire's red hot in that this year, and I for one, I'm all in favour of it, just stopping the holding up of players when they're not giving the ball back when they know whose free kick it is. I'm very much in favour of those rule changes. And it leads to a lot more free-flowing game. Yeah, spot on. The quicker we can get the footy moving, it's better for the fans, and obviously it's better for footy in general. So terrific adjudication there by the umpire. Ball comes back in now. Ashland, the kick out of the centre. Got O'Neill there, but terrific courage going back with the flight there. Number 14 for the Blues, Casey Brown. Terrific courage from both players, really, but Brown back with the flight. Beautiful courage. There's a free kick's been paid here. It might be going the way of Jay Blackberry. Downfield, I think. Downfield. So, you see George O'Neill still down behind the play. It was terrific courage, I should say, from both players. George O'Neill obviously saw Casey Brown coming. He just went back with the flight. Coach Mitch Thorpe and opposing coach Trent Paul will be pretty impressed with both players on that front. So, Jay Blackberry overtook Jay Bowden for the game, TSL Games record holder, middle of last year. He kicks for goal. Don't think that one's going to trouble the goal umpire. It's not. So that's a behind. So Blues now they hit 5-5-35 to the Tigers 5-1-31. We're a minute and a half into time on now here in the first quarter at the Twin Ovals. They'll chip this one into the pocket. They've been content to go wide in the defence here. The massive bodies drifts towards the far wing, and eventually he's going to go there in the direction of big Tyler Carter, who's outnumbered, so did pretty well just to put it out of play in the end. It's been a very impressive return to the TSL for Carter, coming off that long-term injury. Yeah, horrific injury last year. Coming off that for a guy of his size, he's moving well. Oh, he is, and he's really relishing having the 3 or 4 tools with him down forward, because he's really been the lone soldier for the last 2 years for the Tigers, so he's really had a perfect start to season 2022. That one fell just short of Tompkinson. The handball laid, strong tackle from Paul Freeman, who's been busy early on for the Blues, as per usual. Star of the competition, Brody Paul Freeman, has certainly been amongst the busiest for the Blues in this first quarter. Dying embers of the first quarter, a 4-point lead to the Blues. Clearance one by Eddie Cull, who just gained a bit of meterage as they tumble it up the wing, and will have another stoppage. In the shadows of quarter time, can either team find one more goal in what's been a very free scoring and open first quarter here at the Twin Ovals. 10-goal first quarter, we like that. I'd love to see that continue for the next 3. If we get 40 goals in the game, he'd be very happy. As it's back into play once more, taking front position there was the big fella Tompkinson. Cole from his knees, hacked towards Dygan. Just trying to keep it in front of him, but good defensive pressure laid. And have another stoppage. They're just working their way up metre by metre at the moment. They are, yeah, and I'm pretty sure even if they go in at quarter time down on the scoreboard, Coach Tremple will be very impressed with the response his side given, considering they gave up the first 2 goals of the game in the space of about 2.5 minutes, and Lonnie had 4 goals to 1 at one point. So I'm pretty sure, knowing Coach Tremple like I do, he'd be pretty impressed with the response, but he would say that job's not over yet. We've held them for a quarter and we've got to really go on with it now. So we said a lot of punters around town tip the Tigers to be the main challengers to the Blues in season 2022, and as we said pre-game, this is their best test they're going to get, their best chance I should say they're going to get
early in the season on their home deck. So ball comes back in now. Reardon flies, but that one goes over his head. Hines goes forward for the Blues. Can go down the throat though of Lockie Godomski, who's got the job on Jackson Thurlow up forward today. So that'll be a really good test for him. Blues now, sorry, Tigers I should say, come through Donnelly, but that's going to go straight down the throat of Josiah Burling for the Blues. Going to come back inside 50 now. Whistle's being blown though. I think it might be a downfield free kick it is. So not sure what occurred on that front there, but it's going to be a Blues free kick inside 50. We'll just work out who the man with the footy's going to be.
He said Bulmer will be happy with the fight back. He won't be happy with these ill-disciplined acts.
Two late free kicks, yeah, he will not be happy with that. So it's like it's Josiah Burling, the man with the footy. Made his senior debut for the Launceston Footy Club in 2021. Coach Mitch Thorpe has big raps on this young man. Says he's got great character and he's going to be a mainstay in this lineup for the long-term future for the Blues. So Burling, he puts that one straight through the middle and the Blues are going to extend that lead to 10 points in the dying stage of the first quarter here at the Twin Ovals.
Yeah, they'll be furious with that one, giving away another downfield or 50-metre penalty.
Two goals in a row now.
Leads to another goal. And really, since they were jumped and they kicked those 4 goals quickly, it's just been free kicks that have given Launceston their goals. So I don't think Trent Bulmer will be overly thrilled with that. 10 points in the margin. Can't think there's going to be too long left here. I mean, obviously there's been plenty of goals, so it will be a longer quarter than usual, but we've ticked past 30 minutes now. The siren probably imminent, but perhaps chance for either side if they can get a quick centre clearance here. Tompkinson won it down, but the clearance should go the way of the Blues though. Thurlow couldn't quite get the handball away. Just losing his footing. Oh, the little fend-off was strong from Seymour and they get moving by hands. Got it to Smith, he'll pump them deep inside 50 into the forward pocket. Spoiled away from Hines. Doing well there was Blake McCulloch. And getting a fist in there as Launceston look for another late strike here. 10 points to the margin, 31 plus change have gone by here at the Twin Ovals. This massive round 3 clash. Defending premiers coming up against the team everyone expects to be the most improved this year. Off hands and then the clear and kick. It might be picked off though. Seymour in the area, read it well, couldn't quite get it. Woolley has turned onto his left and he'll pump them right to the coalface once more. Reardon flew. Out the back though is Hines. He's run down from behind. Great tackle. Reardon trying to dance through traffic. Gets boot to ball, but again couldn't find a target. And Tuthill will pump this one deep. It's offline for a minor skill.
So good work there from the Blues just to keep repelling those entries inside 50. As we said, not too long left in this quarter here. We're almost going to tick into the 32-minute mark now. So 11 goals kicked, so can't be too long left. We're 7 minutes into time on now. As the Tigers are going to work this one out down the commentary side, wing at the Twin Ovals. Looking for Tompkinson. He's taking the ground though. Umpire says it's a fair contest, and Thurlow takes a mark, chips over the top. Is it going to get to that man Blackberry? It is. So he's already kicked one today. Could have really had 2. For his second now. 32.5 minutes gone. He's with an 11-point lead. Coach Mitch Thorpe will be very impressed with this start here against, as we said, what we feel like is going to be their best opposition they're going to face in season 2022. So from the paint of 50, Jay Blackberry, that looks pretty good off the boot. We know what a star he is. He's put through his second of the day. That takes the Blues now to 7-6-48. Plays the Tigers 5-1-31. 33 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Not an easy kick that, but boy, did he make it look easy. Absolutely slotting that one. Just leant back, blasted it through. What a star he is, Jay Blackberry. Did not look like missing. The goal umpire did not move. A beautiful kick, and 2 late goals here after the 30-minute mark has seen them skip back out to a 17-point lead. On balance of play in the first quarter, probably fair enough. They've got 13 shots to 6 here. And now starting to show it on the scoreboard a little bit. They've just run the quarter out the stronger. As they go back to the middle once more. One down by McCormack. Socket off the deck there by Thurlow. But before they can get another chance, the siren blows. And that will be quarter time. Although there's a free kick been spotted and a chance for a shot from about 85 metres. Well, this will be goal of the year if he slots it.
Say, this might get all the votes on the Daily Potato Co. Goal of the week during the week. Might be a pretty easy one to pick out.
Love the audacity of this effort as he gives it a fair ride. I tell you what, he got pretty good purchase on it.
It's a lot closer than we get, Andrew, that's for sure. That was a very good purchase. Not sure the man with the footy in the middle, I couldn't quite get my eye on a jumper number there, but terrific start to the game here down to the Twin Ovals. Round 3 action of the TSL brought to you live on the Daily Potato Co. live stream. We've got a game on our hands. 48 plays 31 a quarter time, and Andrew, you'd be pretty impressed on a Launceston front from the start to be able to respond when Kingston came at you, but also from the Tigers to respond when it looked like Lonnie were going to get off the chain pretty early and might slam on 3 or 4 early goals. So just hold them to the 2 and then work their way back into it. It shows that the Tigers feel like they're a really good match for this side.
Yeah, I mean, the important thing they did was they took their chances that came their way. 5 goals won. They were pretty efficient going inside 50. You'd expect Launceston are going to have more of the general play. They're probably going to go inside 50 more often, so absolutely vital that they remain efficient when they go inside 50. And they did have a good 5 to 10 minutes there where they started to work their way on top. But as champion teams tend to do, the Blues responded in the last 5-6 minutes of that quarter. All played up one end of the park. They really turned the screws on them. They got a couple of goals and probably good value for their 17-point lead at the first break.
Yeah, it's been a very entertaining start to this game. We might take a short break here on the live stream, and when we come back, we'll bring you around the green updates on the Daily Potato Co. live stream. Hello and welcome back to round 3 TSL action, brought to you on the TSL Daily Potato Co. live stream from the Twin Ovals in Hobart, Tasmania. My name is Ryan Rosendale, joined in the commentary box today by Andrew Cooling, and we have got a game on our hands here at quarter time. It's the away side, Launceston, winning this game 7-6-48. Plays the Tigers 5-1-31. But Andrew Cooling, it's been a pretty tight contest, and after a hot start from the Blues, the Tigers are able to rule them back in, and if not for some late, ill-disciplined free kicks, they'd have a tighter scoreline here at the first break.
Yeah, the old coach killers just haunting them a little bit. Launceston have certainly had the better of play, but could have been closer had they just been able to not be quite so sloppy with a couple of downfields and a couple of 50-metre penalties, just hurting them at crucial moments. Yep. And they are massive penalties to give away. It's one thing to give away a free kick, but when you suddenly see the ball going from the wing or the middle of the ground at 20 out, it's a hefty price, and they were stung by that a couple of times. But some encouraging signs. They responded well to an early blitz, really, from the Blues. And if they can play as they did probably from the 10-minute mark onwards, we have a fair contest on our hands.
Some quick around the green updates at quarter time in each game. We've got North Hobart winning that one in North Hobart Oval against Corky, 31-10. And up at UTAS, we've got Clarence leading North Fonnie, 14-7 at quarter time. As Thurlow brings this one back inside 50 for the Blues. Could it be a story like it was in the first quarter? Can they kick one early here, the Blues? Really get some momentum going early in the second quarter. Comes back out now. And in the centre of the ground, Woolly's there for the Blues. So is Eddie Cole. He gets up footy on the deck against Harper. Play on, says the umpire. He might blow his whistle now. He does. So hot start again for the Blues. Centre clearance inside 50 with one kick. It's a worried sign for the Tigers as Tompkinson wins that one down. Cole's there on the deck. Tompkinson gets his own footy. Good smother though by Thurlow. Campbell's got the footy now. Hines applies a solid tackle on him. Calls for ball. So a little bit afters there from the two fiery redheads. So a bit of a push and shove. His brother comes in to help him out there, and I think it's going to be a free kick to him. So again, it's always the person that it's not the instigator that always gives away the free kick.
It's the retaliator every time.
The retaliator.
And yeah, perhaps a bit unnecessary, I think, that one. But I suppose it was there. Anyway, deep they go inside 50, looking for Blackberry. Coming in from the sides was Harper. Off hands from Blackberry, and then he picks it up, snaps one towards goal, tumbling towards the square. Reardon there takes them on, ran into trouble. He's gone. Just bit off a little more than he could chew, ran straight into traffic. Heavy traffic at that. And a free kick and a shot for goal coming up for the dangerous Jody Harper. Yeah,
we know what a star he is, Reardon, but as you said, Andrew, a bit more off than he could chew there, because he had 4 or 5 Launceston defenders around him. And the man that applied the tackle was Joby Harper, so he's going to have his first shot on goal for the day.
So Harper will go back. Pretty regulation chance there. Should extend the lead to 23 points. So an early goal to start the second, just as it was in the first. They extend their lead to 8-6-54 to 5-1-31. 23 points to the break. And Reardon, I guess you live and die by the sword a little bit with Reardon. We love it when he bursts through packs, he takes them on. And if he gets out through them, suddenly you've got an outnumber upfield. But at times you've just got to perhaps realise that that's not what the situation called for.
Yeah, on 9 out of 10 occasions, you'd say probably you'd back him to get through on that on each of those 9 out of 10 occasions. But on that one, when you've got the big bull, Joby Harper, the skipper, standing in front of you, I'll probably put my money on Joby Harper every time, because he's such a dominant force, and we know what kind of frame he's got. He's one of those really 21st century big bull midfielders like a Patrick Cripps at Carlton and a Nat Fyfe at Fremantle. So he's a dominating player. He's the Launceston skipper. It's the Tigers now. They're going to look to go inside 50. Cole's got the footy. And there he is again. Joby Harper with a crunching tackle. Might be a free kick to Eddie Cole. It is. So pushing the back, says the umpire. Eddie Cole fends himself from here. Come across to the Tigers last season. He had a terrific debut year for the Tigers. He was the #1 tackler in the competition all year, from round 1 to the final round of the season. So we know he likes a physical game. As he kicks that one short, he's going to look for a lead from Carter. He comes in late with the spoil. Dygan's there. He gets tackled though well by the Blues defence. What are they going to do here? Wright's there. Gardner's with a footy on the deck. So's Hines. He gives a handball out now to Alec Wright. He gives off to a teammate. Seymour's there. He can't take clean possession. He's going to be tackled here well, though, by Lockie Griggs. Or What can the Blues do here? That might have been out of bounds. Play on, says the umpire. That man there was Paul Freeman. Thurlow's there. Calls for in the back. Play on, says the umpire. Trying to get a ball up here. So Eddie Cole there. Tyler Carter came in a little bit late. I don't think he was quite aware that Eddie Cole was looking for him. An opportunity gone begging there for the Tigers.
Well done by the Blues in the end from the last line of defence that got it all the way up to the wing. There's Cole again, first hands to it, but he's slung to the ground. There's Eddie Cole and holding the football, says the umpire. This time the free kick will go the way of Joby Harper. Those two going at it head-to-head early in the second quarter. Harper just chipping this one short to Fletcher Seymour. Had a profound impact on the first quarter. Look at the desperation, the dive there from Cole trying to force the turnover. But again, they've been pretty clean by foot today, the Blues. They've moved the ball around nicely and they try and execute the switch here. Was that an infringement? It was. The free kick will go the way of Morris. There's Carter just getting in the chop of the arms there. So forward by Morris, he spies Jake Hines, who's peeled off into some space. He's got Terrell offering short, ignores that and will go further afield. He'll send them to the teeth of goal. It's a long kick. Harper was there lurking. Clearing kick there. Didn't get much distance from Lovell. Brought down by Salter. He's immediately besieged. And there'll be a stoppage inside the 50. Again, you see the Blues just moving the ball around nicely, probing away. They've been so clean by foot today. Got them inside 50 once more. Burling casting the role of ruckman, but the free kick's going to go the way of the Tigers. Kind of often when there's a free kick in the ruck, everyone just looks around and goes, which way's it going?
Which way's it going, yep. So Tonkinson's going to be the man with the footy now. He's a handball off to a teammate who's going to drive this towards the commentary side wing. It's all Blues though out the back. Jamison House is there. He gives off to a teammate. The man's Harper. A pretty imposing start of this game as the captain. Good mark taken though by the big man in defence. That's what you want from the tall timber. Tomkinson brings this one wide. He's got Lovell for company. He gives a short one over to a teammate in Jordan Lane. So Gardner up the field if he wants it. He's got Spearman short and Lex neither. He's going to bring this one back into defence. It's not a great kick off the boot. His best effort. It's gone to Max College. Kicks up to the wing. Good mark taken there. Umpire's late on the call, but it's paid. So that man's Josiah Burling. He's going to bring this forward now. It's going to be another inside 50 entry for the Blues. Tigers are there though. They've got the numbers around this ball. Good tackle applied there by DeWeers. He kicks forward. Gardner goes up for the mark. Can't take it. Good tackle though applied there by George O'Neill. That's a terrific tackle by the young man. He's going to be rewarded for holding the ball call. And after being in the top three players on the ground last week, George O'Neill has made a good start to this game. He goes short now. His greatest kick off the boot though. And that one's going to be cut off by Casey Brown. So terrific tackle. We often see, Andrew, the follow-up from a player when they do something really great if the follow-up's not their best effort. So terrific tackle, but the kick on that occasion wasn't his best effort.
Yeah, I don't mind going short, but you want to have a loose man if you're going to do that. Otherwise, you're better off turning it over long, as it were. And the results just in the throw-in instead. So one down by Jordan Lane. Good piece of ruck work there, but it's going to fall the way of the Blues. Searching lead from Blackberry, just bounced in front of him. Burling just laying a tackle. And it's going to be a little high, and the free kick going the way of the Tigers. So an opportunity to get the ball moving quickly. Just chips this one out to the wing. Finds Eddie Cole, who drive them inside 50. And a towering presence down there, trying to bring it down was Lane. A free kick paid. That's going to go the way of Jordan Lane. He's got a bit of presence about him, and he's got the opportunity to cut the margin to 11 points here.
He does, the big man. He's kicked one early in this game, so going for his second now. And as we said, he was an imposing figure at SFL level last season, part of that Signet lineup that won the premiership. So he really belongs, we feel like, at TSL level. He's shown why so far in his early days at the Tigers. Pretty good start to this game. He looked for his second goal early in the second quarter.
So they've been efficient with taking chances so far. Can they continue that and find it goal number 6? It's Jordan Lane. He'll kick from about 45 out. He meanders in and hangs that one out to the right. Never really gave it a chance. A minor score only.
Wasn't his best effort off the boot, that's for sure, Andrew. So we'll take the Tigers now to 5-2, 32. 8-6-54 Launceston. Get a kick out now. It's gone wide the Blues. So you see almost 9 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Comes up to the wing now. Pack forms. Mark almost taken there by number 33 in McCormack. Blackberry with a footy now. Gives off to Gronewegan, who tries to get to Harper. He's tackled though well by Connor Solder. That might have gone out on the full. He wasn't already over. It has. So free kick now to the Tigers. And with the footy is going to be Kieran Lovell. So what can he do here? Can he drive this one inside 50 for the Tigers? He's going to do exactly that. Who's going to fly? Jordan Lane was the man he was looking for. Pressure applied though by Alec Wright was good. Campbell. Solder's there too. So good contest there from all players. As I said, the Tigers are going to need a kick a few early here in the second quarter. They're going to be within reach at half time to have a bit of momentum and a bit of self-belief really that they can match it with Lonnie in the second half, because we know what a damaging force they are. They run out games incredibly well to the Blues. They had a really tough pre-season from all accounts from Coach Mitch Thorpe. They didn't rest on their laurels after winning another TSL flag. They really want to be an imposing figure, and not an imposing figure for a short time. They want to be one for a long time in this competition. So that's going to be the danger for Kingston, as they're not within reach at half time. Can they stick with them? They have the legs in the second half. Carter goes up now, wins that one down, tries to take it out of the ruck against House. Blues with the footy now. Right, Casey Brown with it. Comes out now. The Blues are going to repel here. It's going to trickle outside 50. Foot race is on. It's going to be Smith against Doran. Free kick's been paid though, I think. So that one might have gone out of bounds. Free kick back to where he was. So ran out of bounds there, Jake Smith. Price called for a ball up.
Just apologies to the viewers wondering what's going on with the scores. They're not updating for some reason.
There we go.
54-32 for those of you wondering what's going on there. We're keeping track.
5-2 to 8-6.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll get resolved. But blame Liger, not us. As seen a scrap on a big fella. Tompkinson not sure about throwing his weight about the big fella, and Hines has already drawn one free kick from getting in a scrap and was looking to do likewise.
He doesn't mind a bit of a tussle, does Hines.
And he's quite, he gets the shoot and goes low. He doesn't go high and tries to goad the opposition into going high. I've seen it work once already. Real gamesmanship from Hines, and he's a very dangerous player as well. As this one will be bundled forward, trying to find Terrell. He gathers it at ground level, moved nicely, got it off there to Joby Harper, who just puts it out into space. An opportunity here for the Blues. Turning is Jaden Hines. Oh, dropping the mark there was Harper uncharacteristically. The clear and kick. Numbers will favour the Blues here. An opportunity to bring it right back in. As it's taken there by Josh Woolley. Sweeps the handball inside. Then they'll return it back wide, and a chance to go inside once more. Leading up at the ball and taking the mark is Paul Freeman, who wheels into space and goes. He might have caught him napping here. Paul Freeman touched on the last line of defence. Lockie Griggs getting back with a despairing hand to deny Paul Freeman another one. It's 8-7-55 to 5-2-32.
Terrific play there from the Blues, but equally impressive from Lockie Griggs on the line. Playing that goalkeeper role there. It was a certain goal. Brody proud of him, but not on that occasion. The Blues now they're going to bring it back inside 50. The big man, Gronewegan's there. Can he fly? He can't. He's over the back. Good spoil there from the Tigers' defence. Got the numbers, but so do the Blues. Hines with the footy now. Jake Hines around his body. He's put it through. So he's been everywhere in this game, Jake Hines. And he's kicked his first for the day. Take the Blues now to 9-7-61. Plays the Tigers 5-2-32. And we're 12 and a half minutes gone. The second quarter at the Twin Ovals.
Starting to kick away a bit here, the Blues now. They're well on top in general play. Getting the ball inside 50 more, and well, Kingston are probably never going to maintain the efficiency they quite had in quarter number one, where they were scoring just about every time they went forwards. But haven't been quite as sharp going forwards this quarter. The Blues extending their lead, now leading this one by 29 points, 9-7 to 5-2. And the Tigers desperately need the next one. They need a response, or this one's going to start to get away from them. There's a shirt grab there. That's going to be a free kick every day of the week, going the way of Bailey Gillow, who's been impressive so far this afternoon, the youngster. He chips this one in short and finds Cowley. Quick handball, and they'll go inside 50 once more. Searching Reardon flew, couldn't come over the top of Pulverman. It fell to Hines, who just thought his way through it cleverly. They'll chip it into the pocket where Jay Blackberry is unopposed, and he'll go back. Oh, no, he won't. He'll just wheel around on the left easy as you like and kick the 10th of the afternoon. They're out to a 35-point advantage in the blink of an eye. The Premiers are throwing down the gauntlet right now.
Yeah, they're definitely throwing their weight around now, are the Blues. That lead extends now, 10-7 to 5-2. Worrying signs early here. Middle part of the second quarter, 14 minutes gone. 10-7, 67 plays 5-2, 32. So Tigers are going to respond. They need to do it very, very quickly. This game is really starting to get away from the Tigers, and the Blues have all the momentum here in the second quarter. So it's got to start in the middle. It's got to start with their prime movers, their Lovell, Gardner, the skipper, Clifford, Eddie Cole, all in there. Good tackle applied there by the big man. Free kick not paid, I think it is. It's going to be a Launceston free kick. So McCormack's going to get a free kick for a push in the back. So trying to apply the physical pressure, Gardner, but he just got into his back then. So he gives this one off, does McCormack to a teammate. He's going to drive inside 50. Hines is there. Can he fly over the back? He can't. Good spoil though. Gives his teammates a chance. And they do here, the Blues. The Tigers look to get this one out. College is there. We'll take it in the back. Well played. There might have been a push in the back there to Hines. There was. So Zach Adams just a bit overzealous on that occasion. So Hines with a Jaden variety. He's going to drive this inside 50. Where's his brother? He's not there. Gronewegen's there though. So is Harper. This one stays in. The bounce favours well. No one's tackled though over the line. So Joby Harper with some good forward line pressure. That score we've got updated now. So all clear on the scoreboard and the TSL app. 15 and a half minutes gone. 67 plays 32. Gronewegan and Gardner. Two best ruckmen in the competition last year. Both in the team of the year. Harper breaks through two. Tries to get off to a teammate in Hines, but Tigers are there through Cole. He drives out. That one, the bounce did not agree well with the Tigers there. Comes back in through Tuthill. He kicks to a bit of space. Reardon with the pace, but Blackberry's been around the footy all day. Jay Blackberry drives that one forward to the top of the square. Zach Adams brings this one out now. Looks for Lovell. All Blues there though. It's going to come out to Cowley. He kicks back inside. And he's going to Casey Brown. So what can he do here? He just slows the play down a touch. We've got players inside 50 everywhere. Someone going to present to him. He's got Thurlow on short. He likes to go longer. Play on, says the umpire. So that's a high ball. He's got tall timber everywhere. He's Harper over the back. Hines. Mark almost taken. Play on, says the umpire. Blackberry applies a strong tackle. Cowley's there. Gives off to Gillow. He goes short. Looks for Hines, but it goes over his head. Straight down the throat of Will Campbell. And Eddie Cole's going to repel.
So Cole will try and clear the area, but it's going to come right back in. Tuthill was there, just parked back for the Blues. Off hands, found Thurlow, weaving through traffic. His kick was spoiled. Strong tackle laid by Clifford and Campbell, but he runs into trouble again in the form of Brown. Once again, it's just going to come right back into the teeth of goal. Launching it deep. Reardon! Oh! Wow. Elijah Reardon with a spectacular mark in defence. Providing the highlights. He is a superb aerialist, this man. And what a mark that was. And
early mark of the year contender from Reardon. He, not as spectacular as the one he took on the wing a number of years ago, but that was pretty spectacular, Andrew, as we've got to play out down behind play now.
This might just give them a moment to catch their breath, the defence, because I reckon the ball has come out and inside 50 about 10 times in a row here. They are under siege right now, the Tigers.
Not for that Reardon mark. Probably would have been another goal.
They're hitting a wall every time they hit half back. It's just repeat entry after repeat entry. They can't get the ball beyond halfway. They're under all sorts of pressure, and I think they're going to take this opportunity just to come together and just try and reassess the situation, try and figure out a way out of this, because right now they're hitting a blue wall. They're absolutely turning the screws on them, Launceston. They've kicked out to a 35-point lead, and unless they can reverse that soon, this score could get quite ugly.
Too short to play it down. We're just looking at the replay, trying to figure out who the Blues player is. It's on the deck. It doesn't look good, so our thoughts are with him. Get on the replay. We're just going to try and give you an update. Looks like the young man in Sam Cowley. So he went down hard in the tackle to Cowley, who was an in today. So thoughts are with that young man as he's on the deck, but he's being attended to by the Launceston. Fair to say, two of the Tigers trainers will be out there too. So we might get a round the ground update while we wait for play to resume here. So TSL round 3 action up at UTAS Stadium. We've got Clarence ahead in that one. 15.5 minutes gone in the second quarter. They lead that one 4-3-27 and 1-3-9. So good start from Peter Ryan's men up the highway at UTAS. The North Hobart Oval, we've got the D's leading Glenorchy 9-3-57 to 3-5-23 as the former Pie Cow Daly's kicked 2 against his old side. So good start for him, and Sam Caswell playing his 100th game for the D's today. 100th senior game, he's kicked 2 also. Good to see Lockie Dale, one of the imports they've got over from country Victoria. He's kicked 1 also, and for the Pies, John Geard has hit 1, Josh Meredith and Riley Oakley. So whether you're watching on a Daily Potato Co live stream, you've got 3 games to choose from today. Every game looks like it's going to be a really tight, interesting matchup. So play looks like it's going to resume now. So our thoughts are with Sam Cowley, who went down after that high tackle. Try and get an update on his condition throughout the game. All of our thoughts are with him. So I might get a read and kick deep in defence after that spectacular Mark Andrew. As we said, that'll be one that'll be definitely nominated for Mark of the Round. It's going to take some beating to beat that fly from Reardon.
Yeah, outstanding for Elijah Reardon. Kind of maybe spark something here. They need some kind of circuit breaker, do the Tigers. It has been all one-way traffic in quarter number 2 as the Blues have kicked out to a 35-point advantage. Reardon goes for distance up towards the wing, and finally they take a mark and perhaps a chance to move it forward here. This guy's been really impressive, Jordan Lane, and he gets it moving quickly. Chipped it over the top to O'Neill. O'Neill will send them inside 50. Running forwards with Salter. Will it sit for him? He's immediately wrapped up, and the Blues will try and clear the area. There was no price, so play continues. Oh, wriggling free and snapping on goal is Tigan, but he's offline to the right. And a minor score only, 5 goals, 3-33. Trailing Launceston 10-7-67. They've over doubled their score here as we tick into time on in quarter number 2. But after that stoppage, it's going to be another quarter of 30-plus minutes, you'd imagine. Fletcher Seymour launching this one long, but again the umpire spotted something off the ball. There's been a lot of little spot fires and lots of free kicks given away off the ball in this one. By hands, the Blues will lead it down the wing. Not his best work there, Seymour. Slung off his kick. Crashing through his Paul Freeman, who then lays the tackle. And there'll be a ball up half forward for the Blues.
So it'll be interesting now if the Blues can reset after that injury to Sam Cowley. Hopefully it doesn't get in their heads too much. We know they're a pretty well-drilled outfit. Coach Mitch Thorpe, led well by him. Skipper Joby Harper. Senior members Joe Blackberry and alike. Joseph Groenewegen also one of the leaders in this group. So maybe their aim now is to settle now, and they should head into half-time with a pretty commanding lead. Thurlow taps that one forward. Tigers get it up though. Good tap on by Adams. He's got a teammate there in McCulloch. So he drives up the wing. He's going to stay in play. Clifford, the skipper, to get that one on the repeat. Drives inside. Mark not taken by O'Neill. Lane's there too for company, but so is Tuthill for the Blues. He's got the footy now. Drives wide to Hines. So Hines of the Jaden variety. Kicks down the wing. Kicks to Fletcher Seymour. Become a mainstay in this Launceston outfit since he crossed from the Roos a number of years ago. Premiership player with the Blues now. He's got Powerful on short. He likes to go longer. He's got Groenewegen who should fly over the back to punch away against Tompkinson. He's going to have the footy now. It's the big man for the Tigers. Groenewegen with a smart little tap out in the back. Goes to Smith, who's kicked down to Hines. He takes a mark. Looks for handball. Says, no, I'm going to have a kick now. So will he have a shot on goal? He's going to play on immediately. He's going to look for a teammate that's going straight down the throat of 2 Tigers. They really spoiled themselves there. You could see the disappointment straight away on the face of DeWeers. He knew that was a high tackle on Blackberry. And the game's record holder in the TSL is going to go back for his 4th.
To kick them into a 40-point lead here. Pretty decisive break. And another just piece of sloppiness there, well over the shoulder. Straightforward decision for the umpire.
Jay Blackberry, absolute star of the competition. Can he put through his 4th of the day? He's made the umpire work for that one. He hasn't put it through. So not his best on that occasion, Jay Blackberry. Takes the Blues now to 10-8. Kingston 5-3. 23 and a half minutes gone, Andrew Cooling.
Reardon provides some pop-off half-back. He can't. He's turned it straight over. He was going for the torp to try and clear the defensive line. Couldn't do it. Back inside 50 go the Blues, slamming on the boot out of there, but it's going to come back in once more. Tackle lane, it's a good one. Getting in trouble there with Salt up, allowed to continue. Harper gets boot to ball, goes looking for Blackberry, defending from behind there, DeVays. Sweeping handball over the top, found O'Neill. O'Neill just chips one forward, but again breaking it up. Ducking and trying to draw the high contact was Eddie Cole. He got taken high, but the umpire said you ducked into it, so there'll be a ball up. And a stoppage, well, better than they have been managing, where it's just kind of been a turnover and back inside 50. Can they win a clearance here and work the ball forwards? The Tigers have just been absolutely under the siege at the back in this quarter. The big fella, Tompkinson, trying to bust his way through, but the defensive pressure has been first rate from the Blues all afternoon. And it's been hot in the kitchen this afternoon, as once again, using his body there was Tompkinson. Tapped down, but no one able to get any separation. Repeat stoppages in the middle of the ground. An important passage of play here for the Tigers. If the Blues were to get the next one, they could really sail off into the distance, your senses. Lockie Griggs swings them forward. Can he find a marking target? It's out the back for Carter. Will it sit? Not quite. Picking up was Tuthill. The pressure comes from Carter, who lays the tackle and forces the stoppage inside 50.
Been really good there. Wright and Tuthill in the back 50. 4 and 5 for the Blues, so they really had a good start of this game with those two men. Comes out now to Lovell. He kicks it behind. So that'll take Kingston now, Tigers I should say, to 5-4-34. Lonnie 10-8-68. So hit the 25 and a half minute mark here in the second quarter. North Hobart have really broken out to a 40-point lead at North Hobart Oval. 70 plays 30, so they really extend their authority on that contest. Clarence still leading that game up at UTAS, 27-9. So a few upsets could be brewing here in round 3 TSL action. Brody Powfram has come down pretty hard on that occasion. Not favouring his back on that occasion. He's going to look to play on though. Gets around weird and just sells him a bit of candy. Not many men can get away with that, as Hines is going to fly over the back. And Jake Hines has taken a terrific grab. He's going to look for his second goal of the day.
Yeah, a couple of good marks there. Powfram did really well to bring that one down. Then Hines, who quickly plays on, wheels towards goal. Hines, he's got right under it though, and he won't make the distance. Almost marked by Harper, but couldn't quite complete it. And there'll be a stoppage. So that one just skied and holding up in the wind. You'd expect Hines to make the distance from there.
Yeah, he had such a good start to the year last year, and he had around 10 or 11 goals in the first 3 games, 3-4 games. So we know he's a prevalent goal kicker, but on that occasion, not his best work. It's Blackberry tries to get a quick kick away. Lovell with the footy now. He's got time and space to work into. He takes a bounce. He's got a teammate on short, but he goes long up the wing. It's going to go straight down the throat as Carter comes in late. Hines was there. It looked like it was going to get the footy. House applies some pressure on him. Teammate comes in for company now. That's Riley Ashland. Jake Hines with the footy. Gives to a teammate in Seymour. He gives a short kick wide. He's got his skipper in Harper. So fair to say Joby Harper might go back for a set shot. He'll look for his second of the game.
Tough angle, but class play. You wouldn't put it past him.
Would not put it past Joby Harper at all here. We've got a perfect sit on this one. If he puts this one through the big sticks, it's fair to say it'll take his best effort. He wouldn't put anything past the Lonnie skipper. Looks like he might try to give this one off. He's really not looking sure about it, but he's going to have a shot now. So Joby Harper didn't look great off the boot. Good kick, but he's elected to centre that one. Donna Wigan with a footy now. Good smother there. Can they get this one off the deck? Big contest by Reardon and Brendan Taylor. Close for a throw. Donna Wigan gets his kick away. Kick there though by Lockie Griggs in the defensive 50. Carter and Hines, who wins this battle? Hines with the speed. Carter tries to apply pressure and he's gone down hard on that shoulder. That doesn't look good if you're a Tigers fan. On the siren for half-time, I should say, here at the Twin Ovals. And it's Launceston who've really broken away in this game. They lead it 68, 10-8, 68, I should say, to the Tigers 5-4-34. And it looks like Tyler Carter's back up on his feet. So all good for the big man there. But Andrew, that was a pretty impressive second quarter from the Blues after it was a pretty tight first quarter for both sides.
Yeah, pretty dominant stuff there from the Blues. Could have even gotten further ahead there and left a couple there towards the end of the quarter. But yeah, they really turned the screws on them. It was just repeat inside 50s was the name of the game. They just kept piling on the pressure. The Kingston defence has actually done pretty well given the sheer weight of opportunity and the sheer amount of times the balls come in there. There's only so much you can do before the damn ball bursts. And Launceston pretty dominant in that quarter. 10-8 to 5-4. They've now doubled the score, doubled the scoring chances. That's about right from what we've seen. They have flexed their muscle, Launceston. It's been a pretty impressive response from them to a good early challenge from the Tigers.
Kept the Tigers goalless in that quarter. So before we take a half-time break here in the commentary box, we'll run you through the goal kickers today. So for the home side, which they trail 5-4-34, we've got singles to Marcus Gardner, Jordan Lane, Kieran Lovell, Will Campbell and Connor Salter. For the team that is really setting their authority on this game, the Blues, 10-8-68. Goal kickers for Launceston, Jackson Thurlow, Jay Blackberry with 3, Jackson Thurlow with 2. Singles to Jake Smith, Josh Woolley, Josiah Burling, Joby Harper and Jake Hines. So it's all Launceston here at the main break. They lead this one 10-8-68 to 5-4-34. Stick with us here on the TSL Daily Potato Co live stream. We'll have the second half for you in a little bit. Hello and welcome back to TSL Round 3 action, brought to you on the Daily Potato Co. live stream, live from the Twin Ovals in Hobart, Tasmania. Ryan Rosendale with you in the commentary box, Andrew Cooling alongside me. And Andrew, it was a pretty damaging second quarter for the Blues, despite only kicking 3-2 to 3-2-20. They held the Tigers to just the 3 behind, so pretty impressive on the score sheet, and they lead this one with a pretty handy 34-point lead at the long break.
Yeah, it was pretty dominant stuff. They really flexed their muscles, did the defending premiers. Kingborough had challenged them early on. They'd said, look, we're up for the contest. They rallied, had a good little period where they pushed them, kept it close on the scoreboard. But ever since they headed them with their 5th goal, I think just past the 20-odd minute mark in quarter number 1, since then it's really been one-way traffic. The last 5-6 minutes of quarter number 1. The Blues got back on top and just continued that in the second term. It was really dominant stuff. Kingborough, we don't have the inside 50 numbers, but I reckon there would have been an enormous disparity.
Yeah, 2 or 3 max, I reckon, mate. It was, as you said, on the halftime call across to the City Park guys up in Launceston. Probably one or two in the space of that 20-minute. Might have got 1 or 2 more, but yeah, it was really all Lonnie in that second quarter, and they really, as you said, took control at the coalface in the contest. It was their midfield group that really got on top. And we haven't really seen Jackson Thurlow at all in the midfield. We thought after he missed last week, but round 1, I think he finished with 26 disposals and 10 marks and 4 or 5 clearances. So we thought we might see him at the coalface in the guts today, but they've really had the benefit of having so much talent within that midfield group. They've been able to sit him forward. He kicked 2 goals. He looked pretty damaging early. He was probably taken out of the game a little bit in that second quarter, but that just shows you the depth that this lineup has. And even the guys we see there on screen, Jay Blackberry, he's really playing as a forward player predominantly today, and really for the better part of the last 12 to 15 games going back into the second half of last season. He's got the talent, and we know he's got the ability to play in the midfielders full time, but just the depth that they've got at this club, Launceston, they're so well drilled that they've got so much talent in that midfield group, and that's really where they won in that second quarter. Yeah,
I think the concerning thing for their rivals is they've still got the likes of Riley and Thorpe to come back into this outfit.
Yep.
I mean, they have enviable depth.
Michael Musica not in today. A few more outs that have gone out of the side since last week. So they've got so much depth in that D-League that if a player goes down or someone really isn't holding their spot, that they've got someone that can come straight and they know they're going to play their role perfectly. So it's why they're the back-to-back premiers. It's why they've headed into this season as the premiership favourites. So we get a ball up to a throw-up, I should say, to kick off quarter 3 action here at the Twin Ovals. Tomkinson gives to Lovell, who puts that straight down the throat of the big man in Gardner. So this will be a good start for the Tigers if they can get on the scoreboard through this kick. Gardner, he kicks forward, he's got Lane over the back. The big man tries to get the arms up, gives a handball now to Zach Adams. That's not his best off the boot, and that one's hit the point post. So out of bounds on the full on that occasion. So the man with the footy is going to bring it back in is Jack Tuthill. He's had a good first half. Him and Alec Wright have been really the 2 strong pillars in defence. The ball has come down there. All in that second quarter, but in the first quarter when the Tigers really were getting on a roll. There's 2 of them guys that were getting a lot of the footy. Good mark taken there by Tomlinson. So not his best on that occasion, Tuthill. So the big man, 3rd game in Tigers colours. Kicked 3 in the opening round. 1 last week against Clarence. Looks for Lane again. Will he fly? Good spoil there by House. Eddie Cole off the boot. It's not going to trouble the goal umpire on this occasion. It's going to fall short. Got players around this footy. Dygan and Campbell for the Tigers. Pefferman tries to get the one up to Seymour. Eddie Cole comes in though. Whistle's been blown.
So the free kick will go the way of Fletcher Seymour in the back pocket. He's told to go back round behind his mark before he can execute the switch. He's been pretty good today, Fletcher Seymour. Had plenty of it. And dinks this one short. And look to build here through Woolley. Woolley exercising some patience. They've been very good in this regard today. Just taking their time out of the back half, finding their targets. They've been very clean by foot. And now Hines will ship this one forwards. Just a little short though for Morris. Couldn't complete the mark. Now at ground level, Griggs competing. Lovell flicks it out, looking for Reardon as a couple of their key movers try to get in. Not sure that stayed in, but making it count all the same was Reardon, but then it's picked off back there by Woolley, who's brought to deck. That's better from the Tigers. A free kick one there by the tough tackling Eddie Cole. And he will look up now and perhaps Find a marking target inside 50. Wheels inside and sends them Senar forward. Presenting up at it there. It was the impressive Lane. Fisted away from him. But they got it onto Gardner, who set sail for home. And just hung it out to the left.
Good work there from the Tigers. The best bit of play. 2.5 minutes into the third quarter, but some of the stages have looked in probably the last 22.5 minutes of footy since the opening stage of that second quarter. As we said, it was all Launceston throughout the second quarter. Alec right now, in just one out of defensive 50 up to the wing. The big men fight. Carter's there for the Tigers. Punch away to Pelfreyman for the Blues. He switches the footy now. Gives to his skipper in Harper. Solder stands on the mark. Gives off to Jake Smith. Kicked the goal early in this game. He gives back to Brody Pelfreyman. Kick inside 50 now. Two players fly for the footy. And there for the Tigers, Cooper Sorty. College now for the Tigers. That one, not his best effort on that occasion. That one's going to trickle over the line for a throw in. So dangerous kick across goal in the back 50 when you're so deep. And if there was any Blues players around that footy, it's fair to say there might have been a goal on the board. So the Blues kick one early here against the scoring end. Connor Wigan and Tonkinson battle. McCulloch gives off to Tonkinson. He just gives an up and under kick. He almost got his own footy there, did the big man. Seymour now. Not his best effort off the boot. It was a good tackle though, applied by Eddie Cole. And that one's gone out of bounds on the full. McCulloch will bring this one back into play. He goes across the back 50. Gives to a teammate. What's he going to do with the footy? He's got a runner on for a handball. He goes different option there to DeWeers. Drives up to the wing. Kick now off to Dygan. Vice captain. It's been quieter than usual today, Sammy Dygan, but we know that he needs 2 or 3 kicks to really get involved in the game. That's a good one to Jordan Lane. So Lane now, big man from Cygnet. What can he do? Brings this straight down the line. He looks for Gardner. That one's going to go straight down the throat of Fletcher Seymour. And again, it's another inside 50 that's cut off well by the Blues in defence.
The intercept game has been strong from the Blues all afternoon. And again, they look to kick to some space here. Sat up for right, and he's going to charge away and chips it short to Zach Morris. He's got 2 options over the top here, and they're lining up for him. One of them was the impressive Pelfreyman, who's just about been best on ground here this afternoon. He'll send them deep inside 50 once more, and he finds a marking target too. Pelfreyman just picking them apart. He finds Taylor in the forward pocket, and an opportunity for another goal there.
Yeah, he's spot on. He's had a really, really impressive game so far, Brody Pelfreyman. And as I said, he's one of these Launceston midfielders that doesn't get the plaudits he deserves. He's become a mainstay of this outfit, and he's had a terrific game so far today.
So Taylor will go back, makes the umpire move, but sneaks it home all the same, and they extend their lead to 39 points, and they kick the first goal at the 5.5 minute mark of this third quarter. And certainly the Tigers, if they were going to work their way back into this one, needed to strike early. Instead, it's Launceston who kick further away. It's out to a 39-point advantage. And despite having a good few minutes to start the quarter, really getting a few inside 50s, the Tigers, they can't make anything of it. And the Blues, they get another one. Yeah, they just went able to put a goal on the board or even apply any scoreboard pressure at all, get it deep and try and get the Launceston defenders on their toes. So really now, if it wasn't before, it's worry signs now for the Tigers. Seymour brings this one out. He's had a fair bit of footy today, and with Brody Pelfreyman being one of their better performers. Brennan Taylor with a footy now. Good tackle applied on him. He kicks forward, but it's gone down the throat. The Tigers defender. So they're going to bring this one back inside. There's the skipper, Lockie Clifford. They need a lift from him. It's been quieter than usual today as the skipper. He's one that could really work his way into the game here in the second half. He's got a massive tank, there's Lockie Clifford. He's one of the midfielders that really needs to step up now. Here he is again. I just spoke about his tank, and he's come from the back 50 into the centre of the ground to take that mark. 2 disposals in a minute for the skipper. Kick inside. Lane might have been held off it. Umpire missed that one, so a bit of free kick there going begging for the Tigers. Lane had an arm around the waist. Should have been rewarded with a free kick. Gardner just overran that footy. Jay Blackberry is a man. He's going to take a bounce now. He's going to back himself in against the tall timber. Kicks forward to Woolley. He stops. What's he got on forward? He's had a short option. Reardon, though, well cut off there. He's looking for Ryan Tyrrell, but well cut off there by the high flyer.
brings it out now. He's kicked it straight down the throat though. He's looking for Will Campbell, but well cut off there by Casey Brown. He gives off to Powerfreeman. What can he do from the paint of 50? Brody Powerfreeman goes forward. Good mark taken. Not paid though by the umpire. I think that was Jackson Thurlow. He set himself well there. Did the former Cat and Swan.
Spoiled by his own man.
I thought he was, Andrew. So really another one that could have been up for mark of the week. That would have made it tough for the judges on that one, because that was a terrific set from Jackson Thurlow. He'll be no doubt he'll let his teammate know at training during the week that he robbed him of an absolute sitter there, and he could have kicked his third goal of the game. So he comes back out now to McCulloch for the Tigers. He tries to hit his skipper up and Clipper, but it's well cut off there. That man's Brennan Taylor it is. So he gives inside. Another possession now for Brody Powerfreeman. He's really getting a lot of the footy now. That's worry signs. Mark almost taken there by Jake Hines. Comes out the back. Jake Smith's there for the Blues. So's Woolley. Burling, Hines, they're all in there, all the prime movers. Good tackle applied though by Salter. And that is really a worrying sign now for the Tigers about Brody Powerfreeman. He's collected a lot of ball in this game.
He is absolutely running right now as they've got another stoppage inside 50. Seymour trying to skip into space. Burling was there, goes back to Brown. Good smother applied, blocked a goal-bound effort there. A little push from Lovell, just sees Gillow out of play. It's a slightly stronger body there. As the pattern really established in the second quarter, continuing here into the third. It's Launceston peppering them with inside 50s. The Kingborough defence doing all they can to hold on, but they're being overwhelmed here. Is a chance now for Seymour, who'll send it towards the top of the goal square. Fisted away, and it might be picked up by Gillow. Not quite, he steps out of play. And there'll be another stoppage. So, will be sent back into play. Tompkinson up against Smith. The Tigers should be able to clear, but he took too long. He's gone holding the ball. Don't have that long in that part of the field. And a good tackle applied by Terrell. He'll go back, and a fairly regulation shot coming up here to extend the Blues' advantage to 45 points. Just took far too long to dispose of the football there. You don't have that sort of time or space when everyone is back inside 50. And it was a good tackle laid by Ryan Terrell, who can go back and kick his side's 12th of the afternoon. From 25 out, he bends it back just inside the post and extends that advantage to 45 points. They're sailing off into the distance right now, are the Blues. And the Tigers seemingly without an answer.
Yeah, all the momentum now with the Blues. They've really stamped their authority on this game. Takes them out now to a 12-8, 80 to 5-5, 35. The Tigers haven't really hit the scoreboard on the goal front wise since, I want to say, around the 22, 23 minute mark of the first quarter. Could be shy a few minutes, give or take there, but they really haven't worried the Tigers, the Blues I should say, at all on the scoreboard front. So they're really going to have to kick the next couple here if they want to give themselves any chance in the late stages of this game. As Dygan, the vice captain, tries to kick away, but it's cut off there well by Jack Tuthill. Brings it forward now. Man in front, Seymour. Pressure applied though by the Tigers' defence is good. Reardon with a strong tackle on Jackson Thurlow. He might be rewarded here, he is. So holding the ball call. So Thurlow's going to be the man with the footy. It's been really, Jackson Thurlow, we thought he'd be a damaging player in this game, and he was early, but he's been clamped down well by the Tigers in defence. So we might see a shift in the midfield for him if the Blues want to get his hands on the footy a little bit here in the second half. Ball forward now, whistle's been blown. I think it's going to be a free kick to Tyler Carter. It is. Advantage taken though by the skipper in Clifford, and that's a smart advantage. He kicks to Connor Solder. That's a really smart advantage there, as I said. Connor Solder's going to get a kick on goal. Go back for his second of the day.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it was the 23rd minute mark of quarter number
so
one.
It was around the mark, so.
It was the last goal they kicked. Since then, Launceston have fired 8 straight, so a chance to break that run here, and to say this is badly needed is an understatement.
So Connor Salter now, can he put through his second? He kicked the last one for the Tigers that they've kicked in the first quarter of that 23-minute mark. So can he put through his second of the game? He can. That has not worried the goal umpire one bit. So the Tigers, they finally get a little bit of reward for effort. Conestoga's got 2. Tigers have 6. 6-5, 41 plays 12-8-80. 12, almost 12 and a half minutes gone here in the third quarter.
It was a long time between drinks for them, but eventually they get that badly needed goal, cut the margin back to 39 points, and they'll hope that maybe they can build on that, because when they did kick that 5th goal, it put them in the lead, and suddenly we were thinking, boy, we've got a real contest on our hands here. They were absolutely challenging the Blues. Ever since that moment, they have ruthlessly dominated the contest of Launceston. They break a run of 8 consecutive goals there and cut it back to 39 points. It returns to the middle. Groenewegen competing there with Tompkinson, who wins it and wins the clearance too. Oh, one-handed mark, brilliantly done from Hines. Jaden Hines taking a fine mark there. He gets them moving quickly with a chip to Morris. Wanted to charge for, but his progress just impeded there by Daigan. Instead, he's forced to go back and go long down the line instead, and Tompkinson was there, and he'll take the mark there at will, the big fella, and then just slings Blackberry to ground. He's get off me there, and I like to see Rucks doing that, just handballing off rather than kicking, although maybe he should have gone. That's not a great result. The intercept taken by Morris at half-back for the Blues, who steer them inside. It was a risky kick and just caught a little late there was Blackberry.
Did everything right there, Eddie Cole. He's probably a little bit stiff to collect him high. He's probably been one of the better performers today, Eddie Cole. He's applied a lot of physical pressure when they haven't had the footy, but just a bit overzealous there, but again, one that could have gone either way.
So Blackberry with an ugly looking kick, but it works out all right. Jake Smith was there at half-forward to take the mark. I'm not sure that was his intended target, but it's worked out, and he'll go back and kick from about 50 out.
He's another one of the Blues really that's become a mainstay in this outfit. He's played a lot of senior footy for Launceston. He's played in both flags, so Jake Smith, can he kick his 2nd of the day on this occasion?
Go back. He'll kick from just inside the paint. He launches that one. It's a good-looking kick. Goal umpire does not move. Beautiful contact from Jake Smith, and they immediately respond to the Tigers' goal and restore that 45-point advantage. That was a textbook drop punt right there.
Yep, spot on kick there from Jake Smith. He's got 2. He said he probably applied his trade a lot during his career as a Blue in the defensive 50, but the last year and a little bit, Coach Midstorp's given him a little bit of leeway to work his way up the ground, and he's become a really good player that you can throw really anywhere across the field. He knows where the goals are, as we just saw, and he collects a lot of ball in the middle of the ground, so he's that real utility type player Jake Smith's become. 2-time premiership player. Ball goes up now. Paul Freeman again wins the footy. Smother though, applied by Cole. Lovell's got it now for the Tigers. What can he do? Short kick to Salter. He takes a mark in front of Zach Morris. Kick up to Lane. Good mark taken by the big man. So again, when they were able to get some clean entry inside 50, Andrew, their big men are doing everything right. So if they can keep that up for the rest of this game, they might just be able to continue to claw their way back, and you never know what can happen when you get some clean entry inside 50.
A real bright spot and a pretty bleak game for the most part. This guy has just snaffled up everything that's come his way. He's been really strong in the air, a great pair of hands, and a chance for another goal here.
So Jordan Lane, his 3rd or 4th shot on goal for the day. He's kicked 1. Can he kick another one here, the big man? That's not his best off the boot, but it's going to go through the big stick. So didn't look all that pretty off the boot, but it doesn't really matter when you put it through the big sticks. So that takes him to 2 goals for the game, gives the Tigers 7. Current scoreline 7-5-47. Tigers, Launceston 13-8-86. 16.5 minutes played here on the TSL Daily Potato Co live stream from the Twin Ovals.
Yeah, really impressive with his aerial work. Lane just marks the ball at a pretty high point that makes it tough for defenders, really extends the arms. And has taken a number of good marks here today. He looks a likely type for them at centre half forward, and he'll be happy with his work as they've got a couple of goals for the first time in a while, and back to 39 points as this one's worked forward, searching there and turning inside 50 they go, and the chance for another one in quick succession here. Will it sit for Salter? He made it work. He snaps on goal. Salter! No, just offline.
That was tight. You heard the Tigers boys are up and about. That must have been pretty tight. Didn't quite get an angle on it here in the commentary box, but Tigers boys liked it off the boot, so just missed on that occasion. Connor Salter is becoming dangerous inside 50. Footy back out on the wing now. Comes out to Burling. He drives inside 50 now. He's got Jay Blackberry there against Reardon. That's a tantalising matchup. Good tackle applied by Blackberry. Over the top, the spoil comes from the Launceston player. That man was Ryan Tyrrell. So another behind here. 13-9-87. 7-6-48. So we almost hit the time on here in the third quarter. Cannets have worked their way back into the game well, the Tigers, but Lonnie have been pretty dominant here in the third quarter again. Tompkinson, he's played well today, the big man. He was a little bit quieter than he was last week. Back in round one, he kicked 3. Round one, he had a really good start to the year, and he was well tamed last week, but he's had a pretty good game today as Tompkinson. He said they've got so many tools, when one's quiet, another one bobs up for the Tigers. He said it was Carter last week. He kicked 5 and gave off 3. Could have finished with 8th. So we see a wet area there, enjoying their time. Not happy with the throw there from the big man.
Well, he will cop some heat. Deservedly so. He's failed to make the 5 metres.
Fair to say he might have knocked back a couple today. So he did cop it from the boys there in the wet area. So the crowd here at the Twin O was really loving this contest. As we said, both sides undefeated going into this game. At this point of the game, it looks like Lonnie's going to remain undefeated. And the way the scoreboard's looking up at UTAS Stadium, Andrew, they could exit round 3 as the only undefeated side in the comp, because Clarence are currently leading that game 5-6-36 to North Lonnie 3-5-23. So Lonnie could really sit pretty on the top of the ladder come around 4:30 this afternoon. The other game before you jump in is North Hobart, I should say. They're really applying the pressure now on Glenorchy, 14-8-92 to 4-7-31. So they are really looking the goods there after what was a pretty disappointing performance in all aspects in round 1. They had the bye last week, but against Launceston in round 1, they were hit pretty hard. A few players out with some injuries and COVID-related issues. So it's a good response there from the D's.
I don't think Launceston are going to be moving off their perch.
No, they'll be.
I think that's where they'll stay.
Yeah. The word around town is they'll be pretty hard to beat, and the word around Launceston, if you talk 21 around that part of the state, is that Coach Mitch Thorpe has given them the pre-season from pre-season. I don't want to say from hell, but it's been a pretty tough pre-season, even though they've come off 2 flags. Mitch Thorpe's not one to rest on their laurels. So they really want to, as I said earlier in the game, be a force to be reckoned with for an extended period of time, similar to what North Launceston have been for the last 10 years in this competition. So the Ledgers really swung the way of Launceston now.
There's Elijah Reardon. He'll take it off half-back and finds a marking target in Griggs. He looks up, doesn't see a lot ahead of him, so just going to have to hold up and wait for a few players to get out that side of the ground. In the end, just about juggling the mark was Clifford, couldn't quite bring it down. Sweeping handball behind, and the big man Tompkinson looks it forward. Eventually they find Digan, just corralled a little, so he retreats and then trying to get it forward. It's going to be Ashland slung off his kick, and they're forced to turn over again. Wright sends them into the middle of the ground. Here's Blackberry, who has been prolific today, and he spies something he likes. It's a one-on-one deep. It's Hines, defended from behind by Sorty, but Hines, well, he's almost able to run onto it, but it just trickles over the line and extends the lead to 40 points. When they do opt to pull the trigger and move the ball forward quickly, geez, they're efficient in the way they go about it. They're often patient, but when they pick the moment, it's a matter of seconds and they're deep forward.
Yeah, spot on, Andrew. It was a perfect kick there from Jay Blackburn, if not from some terrific defence there from Cooper Sorty. Fair to say Jay Collins would have had a set shot on goal from about 20 metres out. So, as we know, they're such a good outfit, Launceston. But the Tigers can kick the next couple of goals. 40-point margin now. If they can get it back to within 5 goals at three-quarter time, they might fancy themselves a sniff, because they did kick 5 in the first quarter against a run of play. So we know they can kick goals quickly, especially on their home deck. They play this ground exceptionally well. They're such a good outfit when they play at home. There's a reason why everyone, and the captain's day, I should say, in the year, a lot of the captains tip the Tigers to be the big movers in season 2022, and talk to a lot of tipsters around the TSL circles. They're a team that people really think could give Launceston a shake in season 2022. Obviously, this is the first occasion they'll play today, but they'll play each other again, no doubt, later in the year. So there'll be some learnings if they don't walk away with a win here today. There'll definitely be some learnings from Coach Trent Bulmer to take away, and next time they come up against them, we can almost promise they are another pretty spicy matchup, which is what today's been, despite a pretty dominant second quarter from Launceston. As the footy goes in now, terrific mark taken there though. That man's Lockie Godomski. He's played well in defence with a mountain of footy coming in there, especially deep. So McCulloch now just in front of the scoreboard here. So we're in time on now. It's not a great kick, but the skipper's made that look better than it was. So Lockie Clifford, he's had a lot of the footy here in the third quarter. He's worked himself into the game well after a pretty quiet first half. As I said, the dominance, that's been the dominance of Launceston midfield. They've really had their hands on the footy a lot, which has really limited the amount of disposal that the Tigers midfield's been able to have. So they've been getting a lot of it now here in the third quarter though. It's been a really good response. Just haven't been able to get it up on the scoreboard. So Lane, him and House in battle again, as they have done all day. He trails his footy well, but Blackberry's got the footy now. Set it on now by Ashland. We'll get another ball up. So we hit the 23.5 minute mark here. 40-point margin, 13-10, plays 7-6. Here in round 3 TSL action. Brought to you on the TSL live stream by Daily Potato Co. Tasmania.
Surely in the back against Hines there.
I think so.
Dumping straight in and looking to get the ball moving quickly, but he's going to have to go back behind his mark by correctly getting him back. Eddie Cole, he's been keen to get the ball moving quickly because he knows once this Blues defence gets set, very hard to penetrate.
They are.
So they're able to get set on this occasion. What can Eddie Cole conjure up? He'll chip it into the corridor. And a loose man in Adams. Adams now sends him inside 50. Wasn't the best kick. Might work out all right though. Jordan Lane on the end of it. Draw a crowd and then work the handball. And then we'll put a team under all sorts of pressure there. And wrapped up. We'll have a stoppage at half forwards and just been relentless with their defensive pressure. Have the Blues. They've not had much room to manoeuvre the Tigers. As Gardner will compete with McCormick. Fisted forward again by Ashland. They're just working it forwards almost volleyball style here at the moment. Well, that could be in the back against Brown. Just got away with one a little there perhaps. The kick doesn't clear the area, but the Blues should be able to gain control of the ball. Picking it up was Thurlow. And eventually he's able to swing it out of the area, but he picked out Elijah Reardon, who looks up. He's a creator, is Reardon. Can he find an opening here? He sends them to forward once again to that man, Jordan Lane, who has been super impressive. With a little more service, he could have had a truly great day, but every time they've gone in his direction, he's plucked it.
Yeah, that was a terrific kick and even a better mark there from Jordan Lane. He's been the pick of the tools today. As we said, Tyler Carter got off the chain last week, but Jordan Lane, he's only had the one major today, but he's looked really damaging inside 50, and that's another mark inside 50 for the big man.
And he gets some reward for his effort here on the scoreboard, Jordan Lane. Plenty in the marks column, not as many as he might have liked in the goals column. He'll be kicking from about 45 out. He wanders in, he's just hung this one out. It doesn't quite work back enough. A minor score only. They move to 7-7, 49. Launceston 39 points ahead, 13-10-88, deep into quarter number 3.
Josh Woolley now brings this one with a long bomb up the wing. That's hit us directly here in the commentary box. So Reardon, he's a handball away. Kodomski's there. Good smart tap out to McCulloch, who had college on. Probably should have went to him because that one's gone out of bounds on the full. So wasn't his best work there from McCulloch. So we hit time on now. Deep into time on, I should say. 26 minutes gone. 13-10 plays 7-7. So a better third quarter here from the Tigers, but it's still all Launceston on the scoreboard. Smart tackle, good tackle I should say there from McCulloch. Battled well in defence today. And there it is. So three-quarter time here at the Twin Ovals. And it's all Launceston. They lead this one 88 plays 49. And just a little bit after this here with McCulloch. Keep an eye on this one. The big man got 3 or 4 against him, but this one should die down pretty quick, you'd think. Lonnie are a pretty smart outfit. They get sucking into a lot of stuff like that. So this one's going to evaporate pretty quick. So it's all Launceston on the scoreboard here at the Twin Ovals. They lead this one 13-10, 88 to the Tigers 7-7-49. And Andrew, despite a better third quarter there from the Tigers. Lonnie hold a pretty handy lead heading into the last quarter.
Yeah, they were able to at least stem the bleeding a little bit. It was looking like it could get really out of hand there early doors in the quarter. Launceston kind of picked up where they left off in quarter number 2, but they were able to dig in and I suppose fight an even battle for the last 20 minutes or so. Didn't let it get too out of control, but 39 points to the advantage, the Blues, with this one well under control here, heading into the final term. And I think they'll be pretty content with their work so far this afternoon.
So around the ground score updates before we head off for a little short break before we bring you last quarter action here. North Hobart really stamping their authority on that contest. North Hobart Oval, they lead that one. 18-8, 116 to Glenorchy, 4-8-32. Sam Caswell has 3 in his 100th game for the D's, while up at UTAS Stadium, Clarence still lead that one, 5-6-36, plays North Launceston 3-5-23. So it appears to be that at the end of round 3 action here in the TSL, Launceston may be the only undefeated club heading in round 4. We don't have that confirmed yet, so stay with us here on the Daily Potato Co live stream. We'll bring you fourth quarter action in just a little bit. Welcome back to Twin Ovals for TSL Round 3 action, brought to you on the Daily Potato Co live stream. My name is Ryan Rosendale, joined in the commentary box today by Andrew Cooling. Before we get play here underway in the fourth quarter. I'll run you through the goal kicks for this game. It's Launceston. They currently lead at 13-10-88. Their goal kickers Jay Blackberry's kicked 3. Jackson Thurlow, Jake Smith and Brendan Taylor all have 2. Singles to Josh Woolley, Josiah Burling, Joby Harper and Jake Hines. While the Tigers, they sit 7-7-49. Their goal kickers Connor Solder and Jordan Lane with 2 apiece, with singles to Marcus Gardner, Kieran Lovell and Will Campbell. So after it was a pretty dominant, tight first quarter, followed by a dominant second quarter from the Blues, it was they were able to wrestle back some momentum there in the third quarter, the Tigers, but really weren't able to apply any scoreboard pressure. So they still trail on this game by a big margin, but as we saw, they kicked 5 goals in the first quarter, so they're going to need some kind of miracle like that to occur here to be any chance to win this game. As the Blues now bring this one out of defensive 50 through Casey Brown. So he brings inside, back in. Connor Solder flies, couldn't bring the mark down. Will Campbell's there, gives off to Kieran Lovell. He breaks away, gets his kick away. Who's he got there? He's got the vice-captain in Dygan. Good pressure there, though, by Casey Brown. He's got Tuthill there for company. Comes back inside now. And with the footy, looks like Zach Morris. So what can they do here? The Tigers are going to need the first one to give themselves any chance, any kind of momentum here in the last quarter. Because Lonnie have looked very damaging in this game so far. As Cooper Thordy takes a mark, brings back inside now to the skipper in Clifford. He's got Gardner free. Can he take the mark? It's not the best kick off the boot. Goes over his head, out of bounds for a throw in. So Andrew, if the Tigers are any chance in this game, I'm kind of pumping them up because they're a long way back and it's been all Launceston so far. What do they need to do early in this contest to really give themselves a chance late in the game? Yeah. Yep. You've called. That is a great start. You called that perfectly. As soon as you've said they need a goal, Tyler Carter's plucked one out of thin air, and we know he can do that. He did it 3 times, I want to say, last week against Clarence with either a ball up or a throw in inside 50. He either takes the footy off his own accord and has a kick around the body, or he usually give a handball off. There was one last week he got a tap out to Kieran Lovell who put it on the boot and put it through the big stick. So more of that from Tyler Carter. They might give themselves a sniff, but as we said, Lonnie held a pretty commanding lead. They lead this one 13-10-88 to the Tigers 8-7-55. Ball goes back up now. Clifford gives to Tompkinson, who kicks forward now. They're trying to apply some pressure. Gardner can't take that one. He's got Alec Wright for company. He gets around a couple, gives a handball out to Taylor. Footy out now. Tigers, they're applying some good physical pressure here in the last quarter. That's Adams. Cole's in there too. Bottom of the pack like he always is. So what can they do here? Tigers now give out to Lovell. Is he going to set sail on the paint at 50? Kieran Lovell, that looks pretty good off the boot. Kieran Lovell has put that through the big sticks. Goal of the day for the Tigers. Yep.
And the Blues now, if they were just thinking of maybe putting the cue in the rack, know that, hang on, the job isn't quite done yet. And are going to need to respond here because they've just been jumped to start the final quarter here. And it's starting out of the middle. Can they get another big centre break? They might. Once again, Lockie Clifford shanked the kick a little, though. It floats and just gave the defender a chance to come in over the back. Off hands there by Smith. Found Hines on the overlapping run, and he sends it down the wing looking for Paul Freeman. It was well defended by Cooper Sorty, though. The tackle just lingered a little on Tuthill. Hines now digging in, and it'll be brought to a stoppage on centre wing. But the Tigers have brought some intensity about them in this final term. They're obviously not going to give up the ghost just yet. They're going to make the Blues earn this one. As again, the Ruckman compete, and a strong tackle is laid by Tompkinson. And then a little bit of afters too between he and Casey Brown. The big ruckman gave a little bit, and Brown giving plenty back in response. Didn't like the treatment he received. The umpire says the best to just get it moving and break this up by playing on. And that's going to be holding the ball there. A free kick going the way of McCulloch against Jake Hines. So a great start so far here for the Tigers. Can he find a target? It's a driving kick inside 50, just pitched in front of Jordan Lane. A ground level, that's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, kicking in danger there.
And it's going to be Dygan. This will take his absolute best. He'll have to kick from outside 50. He can, of course, wheel around and buy a little bit of space, but if Dygan could kick this, could cut the margin back to 21 points. Can he find something here? It'll take his best, Samuel Dygan. He'll kick from just about the paint of 50. He lets sail for home. Has he got the distance? He does, but he didn't have the accuracy. Missed off target, but a bright start all the same here from the Tigers.
They've started the game well. Spot on Andrew. Sorry, started the fourth quarter well, I should say. So 9-8, plays 13-10 now. Not only can they get a goal here to wrestle back momentum their way. So 5.5 minutes gone here in the last quarter. So footy on the wing now. Goes short to Seymour. He plays on, not 15 required, says the umpire. So bring it back forward now. That one's going to be 15, but no mark taken. Harper's there, so's McCormack. He gets tackled though by the opposing referee McCulloch. Sorry, Tompkinson, I should say. And he lets him know about it too with the afters. Cole throws that one back. Tompkinson not aware it was coming to him. So he'll mop this footy up now. So they've started the last quarter well. Kicked the first 2 goals of the last quarter. So they can kick the next 2. They'll give themselves a sniff. They're going to have to start with one here. They're going to go backwards to go forwards. So Reardon brings this one back to McCulloch. He drives up the far side wing. He's got Carter there. Good mark taken by the big man. Sorry, that man was Godomski, I should say. So he breaks away to Lockie Godomski. He drives inside 50 now. Lane's there. He just caught under the footy on that occasion. And Jamison House won the battle on that one. So they've had a good contest, those two today. Is Dygan. He's in a contest there against McCormack. Good tackle there by the vice-captain. Lovell just rips that one away from the pack and streams away. Kick inside 50. He's got Soup Campbell. And that's a terrific play there from the Tigers. And this is going to be a very important goal now for Will Campbell if he can put this one through the big sticks.
Well, the chance brought about by the sheer ferocity and tackling pressure they're applying. They have really brought the heat in this fourth quarter.
Terrific
so far.
tackle from Sammy Dygan. That's what you need from one of your leaders. He's a vice-captain of this team. Coach Tremple will be very impressed with the heat they've brought here in the fourth quarter. So Will Campbell, the man they call Soup, can he put this one through the big sticks? It'll be his second of the day if he can kick it. It's going to be a very important goal for the Tigers. Will Campbell, it doesn't look good off the boot. Goes to the right of screen. So that takes the Tigers now to 9-9-63. The Blues 13-10-88. 7.5 minutes gone in the last quarter.
Those kind of misses you can ill afford when you're coming back from such a margin, but they're going to get an opportunity to go straight back inside 50 because that was a poor kick that's going to see the ball pumped right back in there. They'll go to the top of the square. Plenty of bodies. Can anyone pluck a mark? Lane almost brought it down. Not quite. Campbell, is he taken high? Now Hines. That looked a little in the back there against Ashland. Well, I suppose they cancel each other out. We'll have a ball up.
Yeah, spot on. They did cancel each other out there. One, the umpire missed, and then the second one. So all's fair there.
So big ruck contest this one. One down and a chance for Eddie Cole to snap.
That's
and
good.
Eddie Cole has brought it back to 19 points. The Tigers are up and about. Well, they've kicked the first 3 of the last quarter here. And suddenly Launceston just being given a little bit of a scare here. And they're going to need to respond because the Tigers have brought the heat.
They have brought the heat. Exactly right, Andrew. That's a terrific goal from Eddie Cole. We know what a damaging midfielder he is. He's become a mainstay since his time beginning here at the Tigers at the start of last season. He's probably been their best midfielder today by a long way, Eddie Cole. He's applied a lot of pressure, physical pressure. We've seen him there with a little bit of push and shove with Seymour. So he likes the physical stuff, Eddie Cole, and he's put another one on the board there. As we said, it gives it back to a 19-point ball game. 10-9-69 plays 13-10-88, and we have a game on our hands here at the Twins. Andrew thought I was silly because I thought the Tigers were a sniff, and I might make him look a little bit sillier coming into the game because we have a game in our hands. It's a 3-goal game.
I'm still pretty comfortable saying Lonnie are going to win, but yep, this has been impressive. Absolutely. I didn't see it coming based on the last two quarters.
Fair to say I didn't either. I thought I was giving the Tigers more hope than they deserved because it's been all Launceston since the second quarter. But we said we know what a quality outfit they are. They're very well coached by Trent Bullner. They've got a very even and quality spread across the ground. It's a reason why so many people think they're going to be within a sniff of Launceston this year in terms of ladder position and potentially a maiden grand final berth. So they've proven now that when they can get some footy on their terms and they can get a roll on and get some momentum, that they can take it up to the reigning premier. That's for sure.
I think a few Lonnie players might have been thinking, as I was, that the game was wrapped up at three-quarter time with a 39-point advantage. And that's a very dangerous type of thought to have when you're out there playing, because they've just not quite had the same intensity here in the last quarter. Kingborough have brought it. They've been fantastic. And they've done all the scoring. They've done all the attacking. They've kicked 3 goals. They still need to just dominate from here on out, but they've given themselves a sniff, and they'll go inside 50 once more through Ashland. He'll go looking for Lane. Also there was Carter taken over the line by Jamison House, as after really 2 and a bit quarters of just all one-way traffic of the Tigers having to defend contest after contest. It's suddenly a Launceston defence that hasn't looked a little shaky when they've been put under pressure today. As digging and burrowing in after this one was Hines. On top of him was Carter, right on top of his back. And I think, no, the umpire's going to go the ball up instead. So a stoppage inside forward 50 for the Tigers. Can they find something else and cut it back to 13 points? From the deck was Carter. He got it out to Clifford. Clifford snaps on goal. It's drifting across the face. A minor score only, but cuts it back to an even 3 goals.
So 18 points now is that margin. They're within reach are the Tigers with plenty of time left in this ball game. 11 minutes gone. So what can they do now? Alec Wright brings it out to the wing. Looks for Hines. Mark almost taken. Well played there by McCulloch. And Tompkinson's going to win this footy, but the boundary line beats him. So they've given themselves every chance now, the Tigers, early in this game. They've kicked 3 goals, held Launceston scoreless. Haven't put anything on the board since three-quarter time, had the Blues. Haven't really had the footy past the centre line of the ground. So going against the scoring end, they've played pretty great footy here in the last quarter, have the Tigers. That footy comes out now. Mark taken there by Elijah Reardon. Took a spectacular grab in the second quarter. Definitely be a chance for Mark of the Week. Potentially Mark of the Year for that man. He's already won that award once with a mark literally where he's taken that footy now a few years ago. Kick inside 50. Lovell off the boot. Quick kick. Is that one going to bounce through? Salters there. So's O'Neill. He's got Ashland for company and Griggs. Campbell's there. He gets taken with a footy now. Griggs with a footy. Set upon by 2 defenders for the Blues. Wright's one of them. Smith's the other. Hines now. Jaden kicks that one out. Good work there by Godomski. Teammate gets the footy now. Gives back to DeWeers. Short chip from him. He kicks inside. Not the best off the boot there. And that's really going to cost them here, the Tigers. Carter was on there if it got to him. Reardon, one-on-one here against Ryan Tyrrell. Good tackle applied, though, by the skipper, Lockie Clifford. Umpire says play on. Probably should have been holding the ball on that occasion. Terrific tackle from the skipper and Clifford. He's really worked himself into the game in the second half. Another great tackle. Reardon's got Blackberry. This is terrific pressure now from the Tigers. Whenever the Blues get the footy, there's a Tigers jumper right on top of them.
Yeah, they are really just dialing up the intensity. It's been impressive from the Tigers. No matter the end result here, you've got to give them credit for the way they are fighting back here in the final term. As this one falls to Jody Harper. He's gone out of the game a little bit after a dominant second term. Yeah,
he was really strong in that second term, wasn't he?
Outside of that, they've held him pretty well. This one is going to be one down again. Tompkinson burrowing in there. He's immediately wrapped up by Hines. Somehow a kick manufactured out of there, which will clear the area. An awkward bounce. Gathered another strong tackle laid this time by the Blues. We'll have another stoppage. It was Alex Wright, who's been pretty impressive today defensively, who wrapped up George O'Neill. Another stoppage here as this one's one down, and trying to get the kick out was Hines, but only so far as Lovell, who tumbles his own kick forward. Just miscontrolled there by Gardner. Burrowing in there was Ashland. He's immediately wrapped up by Brown. And it's a pretty tough, combative game right now. Very contested.
The pressure's gone up in this last quarter. The pressure barometer has really risen, being the red, especially for the Tigers. They've brought the heat here in this last quarter. They needed to do it if they were any chance, and they've got this ball game back to 3 goals. 70 plays 88, 10-10 to 13-10. So 3 goals even is the margin. Can they kick the next one and really put that scoreboard pressure on the Blues? They have not hit the scoreboard here in the last quarter. They were 13-10 at 3/4 time, and she said maybe just a little bit of a lapse in I guess judgment, because they might have thought this game was well and truly over. Was the dominance they held in that second and third quarter, but we know what an outfit the Tigers are, and they've come home with a bucket of steam here in the last quarter. So Tompkinson wins that one down. He tried to smack it forward, but it only went as far as Seymour for the Blues. Groenewegen, who's been pretty quiet today, he's played predominantly as a forward, as a big man. We know how damaging he can be in the ruck. TSL Team of the Year last year. He's played up forward today. It's that man next to him, Blackberry, who's kicked 3 goals. Could have had 4. One drifted wide in that second quarter. So Tompkinson wins that one down. You see now Jackson Thurlow's gone in the middle of the ground. So Coach Mitch Thorpe knows he needs all his prime movers in the guts now if they're going to extend this lead out. Mark not paid? Yes, it is. So Mark paid. Had 3 or 4 juggles at that one. Did Ryan Tyrrell. He's going to have his set shot on goal. Try and kick his second and really give the Blues a bit of leeway here in the last quarter to extend that margin to 24 points.
Yeah, looking for the settler here, just make them feel a little bit more comfortable. It's been all one-way traffic this final term, so an important kick this one. Didn't quite slam the door shut, but it would make it very hard.
So Ryan Tyrrell, can he stop the Tigers' momentum and give the Blues a 24-point lead as we hit the 16-minute mark here in the last quarter? Ryan Tyrrell from about 30 out. He's made no mistake, Ryan Tyrrell. That's his second. That extends the Blues' lead to 24 points and puts a dagger in the hearts of Tigers fans everywhere.
Yeah, going to be pretty tough from here. 24 points down. Look, they've just got to keep going the way they've been playing. But, they're always going to get a chance sooner or later. Launceston, there's just too much class in this side, and they take full advantage there and get a badly needed settler after the first 3 goals of the term. Went the way of the Tigers and were just making them a little uncomfortable. And they restore a 4-goal buffer. 16 minutes 50 tick by in the final term. So still time enough for the Tigers, but everything would have to go right from here. They get a centre break through Lovell. Can he find a target inside 50? He does. He found Tyler Carter. It's a good target and a chance to just wipe that one off the board and respond immediately.
Yeah, terrific play there. That's the exact response they wanted, the Tigers, and terrific play there out of the centre of the ground from Kieran Lovell. So Tyler Carter, kick 5 last week, was best on ground by a streak. Hasn't hit the scoreboard today. Can he pull through his first of the day?
Big kick this. They need this goal to the Tigers. Tyler Carter, he's hit it with a fade. It was always drifting. Might not have the distance in the end. Off hands for a minor score. Back to 23 points. Look, I think they've had 3 kicks from about the arc of 50. Very tough chances, but if they were going to complete the comeback, you sense they're the type of ones they maybe needed to take. Just a few misses creeping in, but they might be able to force a turnover back. They've been pretty good setting up against the Blues kicking in this final term. Just buying some territory there. There's Thurlow. Tries for holding the ball there against Burling. And calls have been heated. And the free kick will go the way of Cooper Sorty. And half back. And what can Sorty do here? They've got the line pretty well covered, so he's going to have to kick to a contest. In the end, that's surely a mark, or at least a free kick. Had to be one or the other to Marcus Gardner. He's coming in a bit late. Big Groenewegen. Gardner. The ruckman, what can he do? He sends them into the forward line. 4 Blues flew. Came down at the drop of the ball was Woolley, able to gather. He's tackled as he got his kick away. Groenewegen the target. Coming in over the top was Burling. Will this one stay in? It just does. Some clever hands, and they work the ball across there to Ashland. They're bundling it forward. Lovell from the tightest of angles. Kieran Lovell just drifting across the face. And always favouring Zachary Morris, who can settle things down now in the back pocket. He'll look up and See a couple of options working really hard for him there was Alec Wright, made a lung-busting lead. And he takes a relieving mark at half-back, and they can just settle things down a little.
They can. So Alec Wright, the Blues with all the control now after that goal to Ryan Tyrrell. It was an important kick because if the Tigers kicked the next one, you would have felt like they had all the momentum in the later stages of this fourth quarter. Around the grounds updates, we've got North Hobart with a 95-point lead over Glenorchy in North Hobart Oval. 135 plays 40. And we've got a game in our hands up at UTAS Stadium. Clarence still lead that one, but it's getting very slim margin now. 5-6-36 plays 4-5-29. So North Lonnie not going down without a fight up at their home ground at UTAS Stadium. We'll keep you updated on the scores in those games. So footy goes forward now. Terrific mark taken by Jackson Thurlow against Ben Donnelly. So he's going to go short now, Thurlow, to Pelfreyman. And he's had a bucket of the footy today, Brody Pelfreyman. And again, terrific team play there from the Blues. Thurlow probably could have had a shot from 50. He goes to Pelfreyman, who again probably could have had a shot from 40 on a tighter angle. But he finds a better option going forward in Jay Blackberry. And he's going to have his shot on goal to potentially kick his fourth of the day.
Yeah, probably for mine the two best players on the day combining, Blackberry and Pelfreyman. They've had no answer to these two. They've run their own show.
So Joe Blackberry comes around now, helps the distance. He's put that. No, it hasn't made the distance on that occasion. So well played there by Cooper Sorty. All the players had stopped. They thought they wanted to go on through. It has now through Brendan Taylor. So a little bit of confusion from all the players. They thought they want to go on through. Cooper Sorty played the goalkeeper on that occasion, but he's come straight back out of Brendan Taylor. And he puts through his second of the day. And that extends the lead again for the Blues. And you'd have to think that's all she wrote in this contest. 10-11, 71 plays, 15-10, 100. So they brought up the ton. Three figures for the Blues now, as they have done in their past two games. Kicked 139 round one, followed by 115 last week. So 20 goals first week, 17 goals second week. And this week they've kicked 15 goals, so they're pretty damaging when they go forward. Cool. Andrew?
Yeah, that should seal it. Final nail in the coffin. They've responded to the challenge with 2 goals and 29 points into time on. There's simply not enough time for the Tigers now, who fought valiantly. So they're going to come up a little short. They'll keep pushing though as Clifford sends them towards half-forward. That one just drifting away from Gardner, and happy to see it out of play. He is right. But yeah, a bit of a strange one. Trust the goal umpire in a much better position to judge them way out. It did look like it crossed the line, but it was well positioned, and I think everyone on the ground thought it was a goal. And it didn't matter in the end.
Cooper Sorty, the only man that believed it had stayed in play, and he did well to keep the footy in play there. So Andrew continues to call this one. I'm going to try and get another score update from UTAS Stadium, because that one is turning into an absolute nail-biter.
Yes, Clifford sends it to the teeth of goal. Ground level is going to be in the back there of O'Neill. It's going to be a ball up, the tackle laid by Woolley. They fought very hard here in the final term, the Tigers, and this guy's been very impressive, Jordan Lane. He's immediately wrapped up in a pair of Blues tackles. You've got the score
I have, and I've been made to look an absolute fool because I've been keeping an eye on the TSL app, and unfortunately that one has been lying to me. So the Roos have absolutely dominated that game, and they've walked away winners 61-37. So it looks like our TSL app has lied to us on that occasion, Andrew, and I've been made to look an absolute fool. So I apologise to our viewers there, because the Roos have won their first game of the year, and they've taken a big scout of North Launceston at UTAS Stadium.
Lane wins this one down to Eddie Cole, who snaps just offline.
So it looks like Lonnie will definitely be the only undefeated side heading in around 4 TSL action. And fair to say, I think they might play crosstown rivals next week on Good Friday. I'll confirm that one in a second, but that should be a really good matchup, because we know despite their later positions, those two love to play each other.
One of the great modern rivalries, that one, and yeah, certainly Launceston will be pretty heavy favourites, you'd imagine. There'll be heavy favourites going to every game this year.
They will, yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Good Friday footy across the board next week. North Launceston play Launceston at Windsor Park. Tigers, they'll host North Hobart here at home. And Lauderdale, they had the bye this week, but they'll play Clarence at Skybus Oval. So rivalry round, I want to say there, because we know what a rivalry the Tigers and North Hobart have built in the last 3 or 4 years, and the other two have been traditional rivals for a long time. Sammy Dygan almost gets that away, and it's been touch off the boot. So a really good round of footy coming your way next week. But as we said, the competition's so tight this season, Andrew, that every game is so important for all these clubs, and we know that Launceston are probably ahead of the pack a little bit in terms of their talent they got on the park and the way they're coached and the way they play their footy. But between the later positions 2 and 7, it can be anyone's ball game. And if you don't show up on a day, as we've seen today, you have a lapse in the game and teams can really kick 3 or 4 goals in a row and apply some pressure. So it's a fantastic competition we've got coming your way for TSL season 2022. So footy's come back out now on the wing. The Blues are definitely going to walk away winners in this game. They currently this one 100-73. So they were challenged early in this 4th quarter by the Tigers. It got back to 18 points at one stage. The 2 late goals here have really settled things for the Blues. As Cooper Sorty takes a strong mark, kicks wide to his skipper in Clifford. He brings it back inside of the centre of the ground now. He's found something he likes. It is Connor Salter. He's kicked 2 today. He's been lively when the footy's gone up forward. He's done a few nice things. Touch footy, play on. Tyler Carter, what can he do? He hasn't been able to hit the scoreboard today. Sorry, he's kicked 1 goal. He kicked 1 late in this quarter. So what can they do now? The Blues, they bring this one back out. The big man in Gronawegan against Clifford. He's got space and he's got time. The boundary line, he flirts with it, but it stays in play. Comes out to Casey Brown. Comes back inside to Smith. He gives off to Powfriman, who's probably been BOG by a long way today, Brody Powfriman. He's had a lot of the footy. He kicks inside now. He's got a teammate on. Terrific mark taken there by Jackson Thurlow, running back with the flight. And the former Cat and Swan, if he can kick this, that'll be 3 for him. Instead, he gives it off to a teammate in Jake Hines. And that's incredibly unselfish play there from the Blues, Andrew.
Yeah, doing the team thing, discipline thing, that would have certainly been something that would have been drilled into him at AFL level, especially clubs like Geelong and Sydney, who are pretty famed for that sort of thing.
When you coach under Chris Scott and John Longmire, you'd have a pretty smart footy IQ. So terrific to see Jackson Thurlow back at TSL level this season. As Jake Hines now comes in looking for his 2nd goal of the day. He puts that through the big sticks. He likes it straight off the boot. So Lonnie, they extend that lead now. 16-10, 106 plays the Tigers 10-13, 73. So we hit the 26, almost 26.5 minute mark here in the last quarter. It's going to be a Blues win. They're going to go to 3 and zip as they head into round 4. Good Friday action coming your way next Friday on the TSL Daily Potato Co live stream against crosstown rivals North Launceston. And it has been the perfect start to the year for Coach Mitch Thorpe and his team, Andrew Cooling.
Yep, they've responded well as the Tigers came flying at them here. Pulled the margin back to 18 points. And you always sense that Launceston just needed a goal or 2 to steady the ship, and they've done that. They've responded to the last quarter challenge thrown to them, and they're going to win fairly comfortably in the end. A 33-point win on the road. Well, 33 points at the moment. We'll see what it ends up, but even the players have got to come back in. Ominous stuff indeed as Eddie Cole launches the Tigers deep. The numbers with the Blues here. Giving a good contest was Gardner. Woolley couldn't quite clear the area. That one was kind of slung out of there. Seymour has been busy. Got his kick away in dispute. Oh, well read and taken there by Hines. And he bounces off half back. Heads inside looking for the target in Harper. And will end up with the ball. And end up with a rather sore noggin too, because Tompkinson has clobbered him on the final siren, which Paul Freeman is taking exception to.
Don't usually see this, do you, Andrew? A bit after the siren. So Paul Freeman wasn't happy with the attention that his skipper received, and it's not often you see afters after the final siren. So Brody Powfriman, he's definitely undersized on that occasion against the big man Tompkinson, and this one's going to die down pretty quick, and we'll get the shaking your fans here. So we see there, Blues players not too happy. Jake Smith just came through and didn't want to shake the hand of Tompkinson and was stuck out. So we'll see here, Tompkinson and Harper come through it. So
bit of an ugly
this
end
is
to an entertaining game.
Yeah,
really.
it's a very ugly end. So you don't often see this. Joby Harper and Jack Tompkinson. He was not happy at all, and fair to say it was a little bit after. So the Launceston players really probably put a bad ending on what's been a really good contest. So we'll leave that in the rear vision mirror, because it's been Launceston again in this game. They've walked away winners 106-73. So they were challenged late in this game by the Tigers. Got back to 18 points at one stage, but 2 late goals to the Blues. We know what an outfit they are. It really steadied the ship, and they're able to walk away. Pretty comfortable winners in the end, 106-73. So players still in the centre of the deck. Looks like they'll eventually walk away to their opposing change room. So, as we said, not a great ending on that front, but it was a little bit after the fact. But in the end, a really promising contest. I mean, the Tigers, they challenged the Blues at stages, especially in that first quarter where the Blues got off to a really good start. They were able to kick, I think, the first 2 goals before the Tigers were able to really put any scoreboard pressure on. And then it was all, after a tight first quarter, it was all the Blues in the second quarter. They only kicked 3 goals, but they really felt like they probably could have kicked 5 or 6 because they had a lot of the footy. And if not for some Tigers magic, I want to say, late in the last quarter, they were able to bring that margin back to 18 points. We could have had a much stronger lead on the scoreboard and a stronger margin in the end of the game. So it's been all the Blues today. They're going to finish this game 3-0. They're going to be the only undefeated side in the comp after Clarence had a shock upset win over North Launceston at Utah Stadium. Andrew Cooling, thoughts on the game? If you maybe want to run through the better players of the Blues, and I'll see if I can pick out 3 or 4 for the Tigers. But overall, Mitch Thorpe will be pretty happy with his side's efforts today.
He will. I'll give you very cliffs because I'm about to jump onto a soccer game and call that one. But
no dramas.
Launceston, the better side for the most part. I thought that Blackberry was absolutely outstanding. Would have given him the 3 votes for best on. Thought he was dominant throughout the day. When they needed him, he lifted. It was a very strong performance from him. And I enjoyed Fletcher Seymour's performance. Thought he offered a fair bit throughout the afternoon. Jake Hines did what Jake Hines does. And Palfrey and Blackberry, I think, the 2 stars. Kingborough, they fought hard. They gave a good account of themselves, dug in the last quarter, but ultimately just a bit too much class for the Blues.
It was. So it's been a pretty solid effort from the Blues. For the Tigers, I thought Eddie Carl was very good for his side across the day. He applied a lot of physical pressure. Thought skipper Lockie Clifford worked himself into the game well in that second half. The big man Gardner played very well, and I thought Elijah Reardon in defensive 50 had a lot of ball to contend with. He was able to get a lot of footy in that back half, and when he was able to get the footy inside 50, Jordan Lane, he only finished with a 1 goal, but he took 3 or 4 really good clunks. So that'll just about do it here at the Twin Ovals. As we said, it's been a strong performance from the Blues. They're going to win this one 106-73. Thank you for joining us here on the Daily Potato Co. live stream from the Twin Ovals in Hobart, Tasmania. My name is Ryan Rosendale. As always, Andrew Cooling, it's been a pleasure. Thanks to Ash Wilkes on the decks. We will catch you next week for Good Friday action. Round 4 TSL coming your way then. Bye for now.